I've got an interesting thing I'm going to try today.
Anal sex?
No, but I'll let you know if I need a volunteer for that.
Bruh, and I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Sorry, I can't hit. Or I can't catch.
Can I borrow Zelda and Jordan?
I don't care.
Don't even think about it.
But no, what I have in my hand is a can. And in that can is something called milk beer.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I've done to myself. I haven't cracked the can yet because I want to try it I want to try it on the pre-show just to see what happens.
Beer water.
More in the pre-show now.
From the images me and Zoe have looked at, the stuff comes out blue, so...
Well, we're in the pre-show now, so if you want to try it, might as well.
Oh, I see. You had to wait for Jordan to show up, Will?
Yes.
Oh, boy. That was the wrong button. Ignore that. But here we go with cracking it open. This tab is horrible. Oh, it's one of these pull-off tabs is why. Let's see. Well, immediately I'm disappointed because it's actually white, not blue. Let's take a sniff. Okay, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I can smell the alcohol in this.
Told ya.
So yes, definitely telling the place I ordered this from, put a warning on that. Oh, here's to you guys.
So...
Holy shit, that's good.
Good to hear.
It's surprisingly good, like... I really didn't think that would be a good combination, but holy shit. Well, like, you get the creaminess of the milk, but I get the fizz and a little bit of the sour taste of the beer, but not, like, overpowering. It's...
Well, I am glad you did not waste your...
It was good.
I'm glad you didn't waste your money.
What's this about wasting money?
So I just tried on stream milk beer.
Oh, that's right. You ordered that. I still haven't ordered from that place yet. I should probably get around to that.
Yeah, order one of these milk beers. It's actually good.
I'm probably gonna go for milk beer. I like candy.
Well, I mean, you can order it with it. Just order a can.
It comes in a can?
Yeah, it's milk beer.
There are plenty of beer that appears in bottles.
True, but...
I never knew beer came in a fucking can.
I don't believe you.
Okay, now I know you're lying to me.
You can think that all you want. I always, like, pre-order all my shit. In other words, I just go to a store and I pick it up. That's it.
You had to go to stores before that was a thing.
Oh, really? Before that, I had
if you're of age, I recommend this, actually. Just, holy crap, this is actually really good.
And if
I'm
you
blown
aren't
away.
of age, but in a state where parents let you drink, point them out to that. Because
I wish you guys could see, like, if I had my camera on, I wish you guys could see, like, how in disbelief I am right now. I am confused, like, I shouldn't like this, but I do.
So you're like a monkey finding fire for the first time.
I look more like I'm caught in a philosophical debate. I'm just staring at the can.
That doesn't sound much like like a philosophical debate. That just sounds like general philosophers. Just randomly stared at shit.
Yeah, definitely would recommend to try this.
I just realized I had a bag of fucking Fritos in my whole time.
Hey Matt, by the way, I just drank milk beer for the first time.
What?
Milk beer.
It's actually good.
I now have to open Facebook because I don't have a Messenger app on my fucking computer.
Hello,
Yeah,
man.
if I get a referral link, I can send you guys a referral link to the service I purchased this from. I don't know. I know Jordan could probably get it, but I don't know if Zoe or Matt could.
Don't call me that. And who knows?
Sorry. It's like subtly sweet, like a sweet cream.
I thought you were using a snack subscription service.
It kind of is. It's actually more of a grocery service, but
Yeah. Well, I know Matt is
You can
using
get snacks
something
from
similar. Or at least he used to.
It's a snack service.
well, if they have milk beer in the Japanese Asian stuff, get a can. Like, it's actually good.
Yeah, it's not just snacks. If I remember right, you can buy entire fucking meals in there.
Yeah, you can.
Like, you can get actual ramen, like, complete with all the extra shit.
Full kits, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, you did send it to me through message.
Yeah, I sent you the link. If you buy something, I'll get a kickback from that too, and you'll get some
The
money
link
off
you
anyways.
have been provided is trying to go outside of Facebook. What the fuck do I care about actually going to Facebook? It's Facebook. I'm only there for the free messaging app.
Truth, man, truth.
Or, as they like to call it now, Meta.
Nobody's gonna call it that.
You say that. But considering the fucking people that actually use it are old people, they'll see the name change and be very confused.
And then Mark Zuckerberg's gonna get sued into oblivion and has to change it.
By what?
Why would he get sued into oblivion?
Because he's quite literally stealing the name Meta from a different company.
That was actually fake.
In all fairness, that happens all the time, which is basically any name. It's just whoever gets more famous has bigger power.
Yeah, true, unfortunately.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm starting to feel that kick.
Court cases in America boil down to who has more money.
I think that goes for most things in America.
Or who has more clout. In this case now.
Yeah, I think, wasn't Johnny Depp one of the clout cases? No one remember the Johnny Depp case?
I remember,
That
but I
him we
don't know.
heard?
I remember, but I don't know enough details to really want to comment on that.
Speaking of legal action, a man sued Pepsi when he found a mouse in his Mountain Dew. Pepsi attorney stated that Mountain Dew will dissolve a mouse in 30 days and showed his can was purchased 74 days after being manufactured.
How do they know that?
New
Reds in New York
is
City. Here we go, the Wikipedia.
such a weird place.
Ah, yes, the common urban legend of 5 times rat to people ratio.
Oh shit, I should be getting into roll 20.
Yes, you should.
I'm starting to feel that stuff is strong. It doesn't taste strong, but I think I feel it.
When I was, recently I discovered a channel called Side Talk, which is exploring the interesting people of New York City. It is by far the most chaotic thing I have ever seen.
It's no snow on the floor. He's really skiing to Coney Island on a hard top. What we do at Coney Island, collect? Real, son. We keep it real. Fuck your life. Bing bong. He had too many shots. You want a shot?
Each of their videos are less than a minute. Well, most of them are less than a minute. And yet at the end of them, I feel like I've been on a Odyssean-style journey of self-recollection. And
Just
it's
wait
so
until they do
strange.
Florida.
I was gonna say, yeah, Chuckles in Florida.
I did see one where some people interviewed a couple of folks from Florida, and those two videos just make me wonder how those people exist.
You're mad, I'm back. Big mad, he's mad, she's mad, big sad. Your bestie is a big sucker, a big double. Assalamu alaikum, you big hater. That nigga with 100 shots. Damn it, make that nigga titty pop.
I don't want shit to do with make me a baby mama. I don't give a fuck if I'm a baby mama, 'cause my baby mama's a scallywag dagger.
Because it's so strange.
Well, you see, here's how the people in Florida exist. They picked a chunk of land that nobody could inhabit, and then inhabited it.
Pretty much that. It was step 1, pick a chunk of land. Step 2, put people there. Step 3, question mark. Step 4, profit. It's literally that.
Step 1, pick piece of land. Step 2, never ponder if this is good land to pick. Step 3, ignore the alligators that eat you. Step 4, crack.
What?
Oh yeah, Matt, I recently started playing Chrono Trigger at your suggestion.
Ooh. Do you like it?
Ooh.
Didn't I know you to play that game before?
Did you? I don't remember.
Yes.
I think we all have at some point.
I just
I don't know
remember.
what Chrono Trigger is. What the fuck are they talking about?
And I wasn't sure if I'd be interested because I'm not really a retro gamer, but that game is, I gotta say, it's really freaking
It's unique
good.
for its time, man.
If you said that you didn't like it, I would smite you.
I would say that Chrono Trigger is one of the timeless classics of any age, really.
It was
see
one of
what
the-
you
when
did
you-
there.
It was
You
one of
put
the first.
Okay.
It was one of the first games to have multiple endings.
It has
Yep.
multiple endings.
Yes.
Many.
A lot
Yes.
of them.
Like 12.
What?
It all depends on certain things you do.
One
And
of
again, when you have the art style of Akira Toriyama backing you up, the artist for Dragon Ball, yeah.
and one of the endings you can only get after New Game Plus, or in New Game Plus.
Yep.
What?
Okay, so Chrono Trigger was also made by the creators of Final Fantasy, so it's already
Yep.
also got decent writing too.
Yup,
Yeah, the
Oh,
creators
yeah,
of Final Fantasy, the art of Akira Toriyama.
that's the reason that the main character looks so much like Goku.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't forget the beautiful score.
Oh
Also
my
has
god.
Oh yeah!
Creator Yuji Horii.
The music was friggin' amazing.
It gets better, trust me.
Oh, it's got autosave.
It has autosave.
Yep.
Didn't
yes,
have
it does.
autosave for me. I was like, where the hell do... It took me like an hour to figure out how and where I was allowed to save because I missed the tutorial.
The original
probably
game,
didn't.
the original game doesn't really autosave a lot. The new, like the updated versions, yeah.
I'm using the
The
version
one that
that's
I'm
on
finding on
Steam,
Steam
so...
has it. It was released 2018.
I don't know.
So you got past the. I don't think you missed the tutorial. I
I
think you
missed
just
the
did it and did
tutorial.
not know.
The tutorial is the mayor's house. I didn't even
No.
know the mayor had a house.
No,
The
No.
tutorial
That's not the
is the
tutorial.
carnival.
the tutorials of the carnival, you literally cannot progress the game without
The carnival
going
was not a tutorial. They didn't
Yeah,
tell me
It
shit.
is actually. It's a tutorial in disguise.
They didn't
Yeah,
tell me
it is.
shit.
They
The-
tell you literally,
You didn't pay attention then.
they tell you literally everything you need to know.
Like,
Alright,
for
what?
example, the robot fight, that's teaching you the combat system.
I went into the robot fight and didn't know shit.
And there's an event that actually teaches you that your decisions actually count.
Which
Yep.
was...
The robber.
I completely missed that.
I mean, that one is missable, but still, it's actually part of the carnival. And again, it teaches you that your actions have consequences
Completely missed that though.
in the story.
I did
Yeah,
realize that Okay, just one last thing though. I did realize that my actions had consequences when, like, a few hours later, every action I took at the carnival was pinpointed and dissected in front of a court crowd, and I was like,
Yep.
"What the fuck?" And I was horrified.
Your actions matter.
Did you?
Yup.
Did you steal everything?
No.
Good.
Because
Good boy.
I accidentally stole some guy's sandwich and I didn't mean to.
Oh no, not the sandwich.
You are all beginning to meet up on a brand new day. Also, Phenom out of character had an existential breakdown, but we're gonna ignore that bit.
What?
It's nothing.
Sure.
What do you mean? He always has existential breakdowns.
Moving on.
So I guess we'll join George's table since the other table's fully occupied.
I know.
Needs you too, Thorgrim.
Yeah, I know. Hang on.
Truth be told, I completely forgot what we were going to do today.
Well, this is the last day I can be outside now.
Oh yes, the cleansing.
Yes.
So whatever you're gonna have me do, we have to make it count.
Oh yeah, we need to go to the Adventurers Guild in order to get payment.
Yep.
And to see what the heart shows up. Hopefully, George will get some information from Azazel about what she was going to look into.
I can do more performances for extra money, but I don't know what other information I can look up.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. I guess we're kind of stuck for the time being.
Yes, we
If
just-
it'll make.
You kind of just have to wait till something happens, I guess.
Oh, yes, actually. Aelden looks to Ricky. Remember the orcish man that was with Thorgrim yesterday?
He looks to you before tilting her head to one side.
The one in the suit. Urdak, I think his name was?
Gerdak.
She just slowly shrugs to this. I wasn't paying attention.
You've never seen him before?
I wasn't paying attention.
He was asking about you, which is boring to me.
There was a well-dressed orcish gentleman here yesterday. He beat me in an arm wrestle, and he gave me a hammer.
You told him about Ricky as well, Thorgrim, didn't you?
I told him that she was in danger, and we helped her.
Right.
You kept the details vague.
As
Yes,
vague as
let's-
possible, yes.
Be sure to do that. Something about him strikes me the wrong way.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention the SL word anywhere near him.
Well, if we come across him again, maybe I can try and get some info out of him.
I don't think he's linked with Zardak unless he's a very good
No,
liar.
that's not the vibe I'm getting. But it seems like he knows more than he's letting on. If that makes sense.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's dressed too importantly to not just be a normal, seller of weapons.
Well, he does have his hand in many businesses, as he mentioned before.
An entrepreneur or whatever the fuck he called himself.
Well, I think that we should go to the Adventurers Guild for now, see what turns up from there.
Yep.
After
Alright.
that, if we have any ideas,
I don't have anything yet.
alright.
Maybe it's kind of just a scenario of, we don't have anything happening to us, so why not wait till something happens and then react from there? I know it's not the best case scenario, but it's the only lead we have right now.
For now. Until something turns up. Hopefully something turns up soon. It'll then get up. Alright, let's go. And start turning off.
Okay.
Where's the Adventurous Guild again?
I believe.
Alright.
I mean, I could be wrong. I think it's there.
Is he wrong?
I think that's the Artisans Guild.
Of course.
I
think
thought the Artisans Guild was
Adventurous Guild was
just there. No, the Adventurers Guild's near the arena. That's right. Sorry. That's my bad.
Wait, is there actually an arena?
Yes.
Oh shit, okay. That's something we can do then.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's my bad. Sorry.
Until fights?
Bring on the fights.
And if by chance I'm wrong, I'm retconning it because I can do that. As DM Almighty.
Yes.
Once again, I've lost my notes, so I don't actually remember where I've placed it.
He doesn't have to explain shit, he's God.
Okay, I'm back.
It is where you say it is, so...
Alright, so you're going to the Adventurers Guild then?
Yes.
Yep. Welcome back. I almost called you Chaos. Welcome back.
Okay. As you enter, the same receptionist you saw a few days ago, or saw the day before, my apologies, he's standing there and they look to you and is like, ah, you're back.
Hello?
I assume you are here about your amulet.
And the payment for the quest?
Of course. Payment first, however.
Oh shit, I forgot to do the hit dice thing. I'll just do that.
No, you did it. You did it last time. I remember you said you did it in the morning.
Oh, okay, good.
He rummages around for a little bit before producing a bag of 100 gold and says, you can split this amongst yourselves however you wish.
How many of us are there?
lot.
Hubert, Ricky, Jubilee, Thorgrim, Tauntaun. That's 6. 100 divided by 6 is approximately...
George.
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 Fuck. Okay, that makes
Good
things
old Gunga
difficult.
Boy.
Hold on. Calculator. 100 divided by 7. That's 14.28. So rounded down, that's 14. So everybody gets 14 gold.
You can't round down because there's going to be gold left over.
Yeah, who wants the extra gold?
Tauntaun!
Okay, you get the extra gold.
Tauntaun has wizardly duties that need gold.
That's true. He does need the finances. Yeah.
Whenever you try to give gold to Riki, she just looks to it, then looks to you.
If you don't
That
want...
there's 2 gold left over, by the way.
Oh, that's for Tauntaun.
So how much is Tauntaun getting?
16.
2
16.
extra.
16 total?
Yep.
Yeah, he did pull his weight in that fight, to be fair, too.
I tried to pull my weight in that fight.
Yeah.
But she just looks to it and then looks to you.
Just keep it until you have an idea on what you want to spend it on.
I don't have anywhere to store it.
That's actually a good point.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is buy you a purse or a bag. Something.
Oh god, why did she tell me that?
Hubert, can you hold on to her gold for now? So,
Do you give it to Hubert?
yes.
He takes it with no arguments.
He steals it and runs away. Haha.
That would not be Hubert.
No.
Hubert would more likely sneak it into Adelsarde's bag without her noticing.
Yeah.
Has he been doing that this whole time?
You don't know.
Where are you reaching your hand?
Have you been counting your gold?
Have you been going into my sheets and increasing how much gold I have?
Have you been counting your gold? That is what I asked.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
I've been keeping count on my sheet.
Anyway, moving on. So, as for the Hydra heart you offered, the High Mage says they can turn it into an amulet if you wish them to.
An amulet that does what, though?
He did not give specific details as to what it would do, but it would give you superior senses as opposed to what you usually have, is how he explained it to me.
I suppose that'll work, but how much will it cost?
He is willing to do the transmutation for 150 gold.
150 gold. Oh, I just have enough now. Alright. So, do I pay you, or?
Yes, I will send it up to him.
Right. She'll add over 150 gold.
He takes it before putting it away and nods to you, before holding out a slip of paper.
She'll take it and look at it.
This is your receipt. You will need it to ensure to get your item.
Hubert, can you hold on to this?
Hubert will take it with no arguments once again.
Thank you. I now have 3 gold. Eek.
Finally, I have more money than you. Haha.
Yeah, let's see how long that lasts.
It's not gonna last long, I assure you.
Alright.
I'm just trying to save up my money.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Anything else I can assist you all with?
Are there any new quests?
I will be posting new quests around midday. That is when we get our orders in, after all.
Alright.
You guys can check in back with that. I think I should head to the Artisan's Alley and maybe try to do another performance. Get some extra cash.
Very well.
Hopefully we'll take her leave at that point.
Alright.
Well, let's buy Ricky a bag, then we can check out the arena. Any objections?
Definitely not for me.
I would never object to anything you said.
You objected to me walking out and making myself a target back in the dungeon.
I said anything you said, not anything you did.
Right. Okay, let's go buy her a bag. She looks to the secretary. Any place nearby that sells bags?
There are several shops that you can go to.
Alright, perfect. Whoops. Alright. I'm going to head out and start looking for a place to buy Ricky a backpack.
Okay, it'll be 2 gold.
I guess we can use Ricky's money for that.
Hubert will hand over the 14 golds for you to do so.
Actually, no. Let's have Ricky pay for it. Give it to her.
Oh.
Hubert will just look to Riki before handing it to Riki, who looks at the gold in her hands and then looks to you.
Just pick any of the bags that you want, and then hand over 2 gold and take the bag.
He just looks back down at the gold and then just slowly holds the gold out to you.
Rick. Not me.
Poor Grim can't help but like do a little oh.
Like a child.
I don't want to.
Why not?
Don't want to.
Are you sure?
She nods.
Okay. She'll take it and then buy her. Well, actually, Ricky, pick a bag at random.
He blinks before slowly pointing to one.
Alright? She'll then buy that bag for her.
Okay.
Alright, Ricky. Here you go.
He just takes it and looks it over.
And just make sure to keep your belongings and whatnot in it. And she makes sure to put the gold into one of the pockets of the backpack.
He blinks before nodding.
Perfect. Okay. On to the arena then, I suppose.
Haha.
Are we all together as a group or no?
Yes.
Well, aside from Jubilee.
Except for Jubilee, who went to the Artisans Guild.
Huh.
Speaking of,
Wait, no, hold on. Hasn't been 3 days.
you need to roll a d3 to see how many charges you got back.
Three.
No, Patterson is not with you.
Shit ass dagger!
Alright. With that done, we'll go to Jubilee.
Okay.
I'll be right back then. Just briefly.
Alright. So what you doing, Jubilee?
Heading to the Artisans Guild. You know, going to the same spot I went to last time, if that's occupied an open spot to do more performances at. But at the same time, I'm also going to keep my eyes out for any figures that don't belong, I guess. If something that seems out of place, because... Actually, can I ask you something, DM?
Ask me anything.
The alleyway we got that the attack happened last time, is that in the Artisan Guild area, or what guild area is it in?
That was actually over in this area here.
Alright.
Because it was close to the end.
Gotcha. Alright. Keep that in mind for later. But in the meantime, I'll do some performing thing and, you know, keep my eyes open for certain characters. Maybe I'll get lucky and that orc will show up again.
Alright, roll a perception check then.
For herping.
To see if you're actually as good at finding things as you think you are.
It's a 17. It's a 12 on the die. I only get +5 to it.
You don't see anything too out of the ordinary, unfortunately. Everything seems to be going fairly standardly, as far as you can tell.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll just continue I'll set up and do a few solo performances then.
Alright. Roll a performance for me.
That'll be a 20. Dirty 20. Gotta make that bread somehow.
Right, roll a d4 for me.
Fine.
Alright. You earn 19 gold for your performance.
Nice.
And as you perform, once again, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary going on. Just people seem to just enjoy watching you dance, and other than that, pretty standard affairs.
All right. I guess I'll just keep performing until about midday, I guess. Then I want to go, and then afterwards I want to go investigate that alley.
All right. In that case, we will jump back to the main group, and I'll just ask you to perform 2 other performance checks between
Like
here.
right now while we're doing that?
No, I'll call it later.
Alright. I won't take off money then for the guild donation then until after the performance.
Yup. Alright, so, back to Adelsarday and friends. You guys are going... Do what?
I said Edel Sarday and friends and co. Tauntaun's not friendly with you people.
Close
Hey,
enough.
dick.
Or, well, he's not friendly with Edel Sarday. Because Edel Sarday's not friendly with him. Same with you.
What you guys... As you all approach the arena, you see that there is... the gates are currently closed, and there seems to be people handing out flyers, as if trying to attract attention.
Guess I'll take one.
Alright. You look it over, and you see that it states that the next show will actually be occurring in 3 days' time, and it will be a Battle Royale style fight.
A Royal Rumble, as it were.
She'll look it over to see if there's any information about registering or rules or anything like that. Hello?
I'm sorry, what?
She will look it over to see if there's anything about registration or rules.
It does require you to register with your full name and what sort of weaponry you will be fighting with. Magic is strictly prohibited in this gladiatorial fight, however.
She'll promptly hand it. Yeah, she'll just promptly hand the flyer over to Thorgan. Here you go.
Although you could use it to train hatters.
This would be more up your alley than mine, without my magic and practically useless. Well, in a fight anyway.
Does she have to come every 5 fucking...
Thorgrim?
Oh yeah, he's burped right now.
Oh.
I think like half the group is burped right now.
Yeah. We busy.
Oh wait, I heard something.
I'm back.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
I just really wanted the first one. I'm sorry.
No worries. She'll hand the flyer over to Thorgrim. Here you go. This will be more fitting of you than me.
Is this the arena flyer?
Yep. It states that the fight will occur in 3 days. It's going to be a battle royale style fight, and magic is strictly prohibited.
Gotta make sure you don't get knocked out of the arena with both feet touching the floor.
Yeah, great. So it's 1 foot is okay. 1 foot's okay. No, just not both feet.
I was kidding about that part.
No, I know. I get. I picked up what you're putting down. So yeah. So, battle royal magic is prohibited in 3 days.
Yep.
Got it.
You do need to register.
You do need to register with your full name.
That explains a lot. Then.
Any type of weaponry is allowed, but once again, magic is not.
Does that include magical weaponry?
No.
Okay.
Magical weaponry is allowed. Any any type of weaponry is allowed.
So I could theoretically bring Firehammer and Firehammer it up.
Technically, yes.
Cool.
By the rules as the flyer states.
Neat.
What do you think, Hubert? Do you think you'd last well in a thing like that?
Only if I am allowed to. While I am not allowed to cast magic, I do not know if it would be happy if I were to. Well, smite.
I think that counts as magic.
Yeah, that.
I am uncertain personally.
I suppose we'd have to ask. Though, I guess we'd have 3 days to do so.
He nods to this.
Well, that gives me time for, a couple extra exercises, a little bit of training, make sure I don't wreck everything, but I'll certainly be ready for when the time comes. I've never participated in like a battle royals style fight before. Should be interesting.
I'm sure it will be a fun experience.
Or it won't be.
Or it won't be.
Well, I mean, either or. Or it could be very fun. I like very fun.
Well, with that out of the way, I wonder where to check out next. Actually, there was one thing I wanted to look into, but I highly doubt we'll get very far with that avenue. And I'm curious about the person that managed to get away from you know who, with your help. Well, with Tauntaun, Jubilee, and George's help yesterday. There's a chance that they
What did I miss?
Not much. There's a
One
chance
that was about
that
to be murdered by Big Ugly.
yes, there's a chance that he might be a target again. The issue is we have no idea where to start. Any suggestions?
I mean, we're getting into like diplomatic shit here. Not really my forte.
I'm not. Well, I don't have the authority to ask for anything like that in the city.
What are we trying to ask the city?
Figure out where the man that you saved yesterday is.
Oh. Can Tauntaun try and find a redeem?
They're currently flying in the sky, but you can see tons of them up there.
Try and fly one down, I guess.
Eventually, they seem to notice you before two come down and goes, "What is it, citizen?"
Yeah, hey, we saved a guy the other day and we're worried that he might get attacked again. Is there any way, shape, or form that you can tell us where he is?
No, we are. In order to make sure you were not accomplices, we currently have him hidden away, guarded by other redeemed.
Oh, these guys got it handled.
That's actually a good idea.
Yes, that's good.
I
Alright.
like the fact that I'm the one that did this.
I,
And yet, that never just thought to fucking ask.
it still bothers me that this guy seems to be targeting targets at random. Like,
There's no such thing as random, just very odd patterns.
Seems very weird that he seems to not have an established plan.
Well, Mr. Redeemed, thank you for your time.
You are welcome, citizen.
Then they all just start walking along.
Pilgrim will just, nod. What did I say? Okay.
Is the Redeem still standing there?
Yes.
Conjon's gonna wait for Edel Sarday to mosey along and then just look to it and just say, is there any way, shape, or form that we can get an audience with... Fuck, I forgot her name. The one who leads the city?
Azazel.
We do not get to make that decision.
No, I'm not asking you to make the decision. I'm asking you to help me file or schedule a time?
We cannot help in this decision.
Can't ask her?
No.
Okay, who can I ask who can ask her?
We will have to find out who to go to.
Okay. I stay at the reading table if you guys need any answers.
Very well, citizen.
Alright, that's two things done with. Do you guys have names?
Redeemed.
No, I mean like personal names, like what you call
Redeemed.
each other amongst the redeemed.
Redeemed.
Redeemed? Not like redeemed X?
No.
I'm guessing that answer is no.
Weird, I thought you guys would use like numbers or some shit to tell each other apart.
We have no reason to. We are all redeemed.
That you are. That you are. Well, that's all I needed your help for.
Very
Right
well.
away.
Very well, citizen. And with that, they spread their wings and fly away.
Such weird people.
Really interesting is they... I don't know, something still seems off.
Maybe it's the lack of individuality that they all have.
I mean, that is weird, yes, but beyond that, something just seems weird.
The monotone voice? The almost robotic movements? The overall uncanny valley vibe they give off?
It's not them, it's really more what they represent.
What, redemption?
Well, seems like redemption against their will. And is redemption against your will really redemption?
I would consider it slavery. Along with major brainwashing. Possibly also some psychological torture in there to make them all like slaves. Such tragedy and intrigue.
So we got any other plans, or are we just gonna twiddle our thumbs all day?
I can twiddle your thumb.
What?
What?
Not what I meant, and you know it.
Also, Adel went out ahead since Tauntaun waited for her to be out of earshot, so...
He waited for her to mosey on along. Never
Well,
said out of
I'm gonna catch up to her then.
Oh, if not earshot, then she probably heard the whole thing then.
I'm just trying to be helpful.
Alright. While heading along, Adel simply says, okay, so either that man is safe or he's going to be dead very soon.
Still not 100% trustworthy of these so-called redeemed.
At this point, I am not either, but we don't know anything. Really.
That's probably why I'm so distrusting.
Main thing is to try and get a look at the flame, but the only person who can do that is Azazel, and we still don't know how that is going yet.
I would imagine not that well. They seem to be very locked up tight about anything and everything, really.
If
Is
there's...
Hubert with us?
What?
Is Hubert with us?
Yeah. Hubert's always with Adelsarde, unless she tells him not to be.
Okay. I'll wait for their conversation. We're trying to talk to Hubert.
I do think that if there's any resistance towards Azazel's questioning, that might tell us more than if there isn't.
Yes, because there doesn't seem to be any resistance anywhere else, so...
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, basically.
There may not be no war in Ba Sing Se, but I can make a war in Ba Sing Se.
So...
Or maybe that's just a war crime. One of the two.
Well, I'm fresh out of ideas. I don't really know what to do.
The only thing left to do is to wait for what Azazel can tell us, if she tells us anything. And the only way we'll find that out is when George speaks to her again.
Guess we're gonna sitting at the bar for a while then, I guess.
Perhaps.
We could go observe Jubilee perform.
I mean, yeah, there's that. We could do that.
Or I could question you, Hubert, as to why you didn't enter the room.
Because you did something to the door and I was not going to return.
It's just a simple alarm spell. I wanted to make sure it worked. It's supposed to go ring-a-ding-ding in my head.
And the issue with that is the fact that you did it to the door without my knowledge, and I discovered it, at which point I am not going to willingly walk into a trap.
Was it a trap? Really? Unless I can somehow do magic 2 alarm to go off when the alarm goes off.
It's exactly that line of thought that turns it into a trap.
Honestly, his line of thought is the only reason I've started thinking of this. Imagine the potential uses of that. We could actually set up traps.
So anyway, I think
Like a shit.
maybe it would be a good idea to ask Home Masters for some aid here.
Masters.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What's he gonna do?
Oh, Masters.
Compared to us, he has more weight, sway in the city. I think he'd have an easier time of getting an audience with Azazel compared to us. He could potentially put us in contact with her.
Actually does not look happy about that.
What's the matter?
I've had thoughts about Masters for a while, actually.
Your dislike of him?
More than that.
What's
Think about it. Think about it. He teleported to Haven to meet us there.
Yes.
And it took us how long to get there before he...
He is a powerful spellcaster.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm thinking about the time frame between when he got there and when we got there.
So,
That was what? A few days, right?
Yes.
Imagine what he could have done in that time.
You're still very distrustful of him then.
I'm more so now, actually.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Ah, welcome.
Hello.
Why are you more so distrustful of him?
Because I'm not 100% convinced he's not a spy for someone.
For who?
That's like saying I'm not a spy for someone, or Edelsarde is not a spy for someone. You can't actually know that.
You're changing the subject. Stop it.
I'm not changing the subject. I'm pointing out that it's impossible to know if someone is or isn't a spy without delving into their brain. And if they're a spy, usually delving into their brain makes their head explode.
That's why I'm so distrusting. That's the point.
The question is, the spy for who?
Well, you happen to know of several antagonizing forces that are encroaching upon the city, correct?
Yes.
There's your answer.
Okay, here's my response. If he wanted to be a spy, why would he go and be an adventurer who spends much of his time outside of the city? And is nowhere near the echelon where he would get any pertinent information.
To collect artifacts for said cults in
Which
the
he-
guise of being a guy who's collecting things for a quote-unquote museum.
So they're kept in the museum under constant guard? Ah, right, by the redeemed. But then that simply raises the question, if he was collecting artifacts for the cult, why would he give them to the museum so that they'd be studied and people would know what they do, and therefore have a better chance of counteracting them?
I'm going to assume that if Thorgrim's right, they're telling people everything they know.
Probably not, but there are people in the museum who can figure that out. Otherwise,
People in the
it wouldn't
museum
be
who
their
are
job.
probably being paid off quite handsomely.
And
Never
we
got
know
a
it.
cult.
And we know at least one person is on the inside working in as a spy themselves, right? As a traitorous source, correct?
We're not quite sure about that.
But there is a possibility of it.
There's a possibility of it, yes, but we don't know the chances of this possibility. If we keep thinking about what ifs to that degree, we'll be running ourselves into the ground in circles.
Well, it's better than sitting on our thumbs and doing nothing.
I think that instead of making accusations, you need to find evidence which isn't circumstantial.
Yeah, I have to regretfully agree with Edel Sarday here. Paranoia is not going to do anything for you other than make you stressed and probably age you faster.
Well, I seem to be aging in reverse, so that's a problem.
Yeah, that actually would be a problem. We don't need baby Thorgrim.
If you become a baby, Hubert will not be carrying you.
I will
Yeah, I'm not
force him
exactly good
to.
with babies.
Goo goo gaga, motherfucker.
Either way, perhaps if we go back to the scene of the attack, we'll find something of use.
Probably. Unless the redeemed have already picked that area clean. Seem to be very timely at that.
So, Tauntaun, can you lead us to the place?
Scene of the almost crime.
Okay, first of all, it's not an almost crime. There was still assault, which is a crime.
Okay, the scene of the crime then.
It was just attempted murder. And yeah, probably?
Then lead the way.
Tauntaun will start walking towards where he thinks it was. His object permanence is not very good.
Oh boy.
Who's ready to take a tour of the city? Because I gave Tauntaun my sense of direction.
Just a second,
Without
guys.
a GPS or a map, you're going to be lost.
Yeah, that's, no, I know that feeling. I have also very bad sense of direction.
Unlike fucking Zoro, I'll go the exact opposite way.
Yeah, me too. Wait, but isn't the place that way? No, it's this way, I'm sure. 5 hours later.
5 hours later, we're in the fucking center of the city. How did we get here? I don't know.
How did I get...
Suddenly on the moon.
Yeah. Desmond, the moon.
I believe we took a
How did I
wrong
get
turn
here?
somewhere.
Yes.
The end.
I think it might have been at the ocean. Now I would make a ranger with no sense of direction. So that's just how they became a ranger. They're just constantly lost.
They're quote-unquote explorers.
You're lost, aren't you? No, I'm exploring. We've been passing by the same rock 17 times. Thorough
That's actually a
exploration.
really funny idea. Like, they have, like, negatives in perception.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that since they are wisdom casters. So unfortunately, I wouldn't have a positive perception. Anyways, is Obi here?
No.
Did Obi just say no, he's not here?
That wasn't him.
Where'd he go?
He had to BRB.
Oh, okay.
Quick, Sarday, start moving your token around the map like crazy.
No.
No? Don't want
Nope.
to? We're just gonna get lost. That's what we're gonna do.
I'm going to wait here patiently. My entire body hurts. Oh,
I'm
there it
back.
is.
Alright, so what did you guys decide to do?
We were going to go back to the scene of the crime.
Okay, Chaos, roll a performance.
Give me a moment.
I will not.
I would also like to point out, DM, that while we're gone, we had basically
cursed
said
me.
to each other that Tauntaun has no sense of direction.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you do have an inspiration. It is a
Might as well use it now. Might as well use it now then, because I'm.
it is a D10 inspiration, so.
Well, it's still a nat 1 though.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, maybe you won't fail as bad.
Should I just get for
Might
sake
as well
that
use
George
it.
just meeting him there?
Oh.
Alright,
Oh my
so
god.
so your second performance isn't drawing as much attention as your first one did, unfortunately. You got a little tired and your left leg is beginning to cramp.
Ouch.
Dang it.
Ow. Jesus.
Alright, so yeah, George, I'll just slap you all at the crime scene together.
Yep.
Sarday wanted Tauntaun to lead the way.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
I'm
George
aware
was
you-
there.
I'm aware you said that you had the sense of direction of a not good sense of direction person, but the DM says that you're going there.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that Tauntaun does in fact get lost.
DM has spoken.
Alright.
Wow, it's a big white field.
It's taking a while to load, don't worry. Happened again with the other map today.
Wait, it's just a big white field.
It is.
The map's loading in.
I don't think it usually takes this long.
Hold on.
Normally there's an actual loading bar for it.
This is well, crap. I don't.
What, did you
this
delete
happened.
the map before?
No, this happens occasionally with Roll20. It just forks up a bit.
Yeah.
Did it eat the map?
I did not eat the map.
Did the image break?
Probably.
Roll 28 the map. How could it?
Boom.
Oh,
That's a real nice map that you got there.
Okay,
I hate it.
so it's just gone, and I can't bring it back. So
Theater
we're
of
gonna
the
have
mind
to
time.
theater of the mind.
it actually ate the map. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Doing it a cappella, as I like to say.
that sucks. All right, Splat. Welcome back to
I
the
was
city
about
of
to
heaven.
draw my memory of the map.
No,
It's really just an alleyway.
yeah, it's just a generic alleyway, so it's nothing special.
It's where Batman's parents died, man.
This is where I watched my parents die, Parappa.
Radical.
It's that alleyway where all important parental figures died.
Alright. Oh, so we meet George at the alleyway?
He was with you though.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Alright.
He just had that strange deadpan expression with blue eyes.
Ah, of course, the
Damn it.
BRB expression. Okay, so George, Tauntaun. Well, no, sorry, George. Run me through what happened.
I was doing my rounds going through the city trying to get stuff, and then I heard a loud scream and some noise happening, so I decided to go investigate.
Okay.
We showed up, and the guy had slashed into a human, and he was unconscious on the ground when we arrived.
All right. It'll then start walking along, trying to mirror George's footsteps that he took that night, and has her eyes shut while walking along.
You're doing the whole, like, Lord of the Rings, Aragorn retracing the steps of the hobbits.
More like Sherlock Holmes, but I guess Aragorn. I never watched Lord of the Rings anyway. Then she stops and looks at where the monster should have attacked the dude. Is there any signs of a scuffle or anything?
No. The person that was attacked, based off of the explanation you were given, seemed to be just essentially a random pedestrian.
Yeah, but there's no signs of the attack or anything like that?
No.
She will crouch down where the attack occurred and run her finger along the ground and look at it.
Roll an investigation.
Alright, let's see. Investigation. Hubert, can you help me with this?
Yes, my lady.
Perfect. Advantage. Let's go. Thank God.
Okay. As you're looking over the ground, you actually see that there seems to be a black residue on 2 spots of the walkway.
2 spots?
Yeah, 2 spots of black residue.
Alright. She looks at the residue and then to George. This look familiar?
He kind of walks up and takes a closer look. Have I ever seen it?
Roll a history.
Let's see how the dice are treating me.
Trying to think. Oh,
From best you can remember, those are the spots when the creature did its teleportation.
Looks like whatever's left over whenever that thing had teleported. There might be some back near where we walked in from, because that was where he had teleported the other time as well.
she nods. So, she's going to look at the 2 splotches of this residue on the ground. Do they just look like they're completely random, or does it look like they might be in each other's direction, or anything like that?
It essentially looks like a strange ovular shape. It kinda, from best you can tell, whatever caused them to teleport is what made the residue stay there.
Whatever caused them to teleport is what caused the residue to stay. Can I roll a Arcana to try and figure out what it could be?
Sure.
Alright.
So you look it over for a little while, and eventually you begin to believe that it has strong connections with the energy of the cultists.
She narrows her eyes slowly. This is bad news.
What do you mean?
Remember remember what we spoke about before with the cultists?
Yeah.
This creature is utilizing some sort of energy that is very similar to what they were using. Which means they're involved. Which means they might be responsible for what happened to your father.
Kind of put his hand under his chin. Why would I don't know why my father was a general, so maybe he was looking into it if it was a serial killer.
How religious was your father?
I'd say he was relatively somewhat religious.
Do you think he would know about the 5?
George, would I call my dad ever mentioning them or no?
No.
He's never talked about them to me before.
Did he ever mention them to Azazel?
Please hold. George's gonna try to contact Azazel real fast.
You have no issues as he gives you the usual greetings and says, "Hello, George. How can I help you?"
You know if Dad ever had mentioned anything about a 5 or cultists or anything like that?
Well, cultists are not unusual, unfortunately. There are many, many cults in this land. We've had our fair share of scuffles with them, but other than that, nothing of too unusual in nature.
Was there anything that any of those cultists that Dad was particularly interested in or helped with as well, or?
Not as far as I'm aware. We did. Any cultists we found, we stomped out to the best of our ability.
Has he ever done anything or mentioned anything concerning a 5?
I am uncertain as to what that is, so I would assume not.
Okay. Also, sorry.
For what?
I may have did something to protect myself. May have brought something forward to help defeat one of the creatures.
Was it handled?
Yeah, it was handled. I got rid of it.
Then it is of no issue.
Oh. Alright then. We're gonna keep looking into this creature then.
Be safe then, and don't let it harm you.
Oh, I don't think it could do it much more than it already has.
Mental trauma is stronger than physical trauma.
In any case, do be safe.
I will.
She nods to herself, despite the fact that you clearly don't see it. Is there anything else you wish to ask of me?
Not right now.
Very well. And with that, the connection goes blank.
I kind of blink for a couple seconds, and to her knowledge, she's never had it mentioned to her, or he was never involved with any cults in particular.
Why would they target him? Then why would they continue to target you? Unless you were just the attack that happened outside the city meant you are just randomly picked.
No, I don't think it was. We're talking about when we got attacked outside the city. I don't think it was random because he specifically was looking for me. Or was focused on me, I guess. But it might have been maybe the fact that, I don't remember what happened, it's still hazing me, but it could have been the fact that they were planning on taking out both me and my dad.
But why?
But I just couldn't complete it in time. I don't know.
What is so special about you that they would target you and your father specifically, when everything else was randomized?
Well, if you think about it, we are the family of the leader of the city. The person who runs the entire kingdom.
Could leave Azazel emotionally vulnerable. Anyway, that's a line of thinking for another time. Continue to run me through what happened here.
Yeah. We confronted it and fought it. Levi took a couple of shots at it. Tauntaun's cat did some things. Jubilee did her thing. Fought it for a little bit. We eventually took care of the guy, told him to run, but for some weird reason, it had ran after him, and only him. And then once the only way we got him off him was when Jubilee decided to, I guess, summon something that looked like my dad, and then it changed its attention to that. And once it got done with that, it then turned its attention to Jubilee.
Yes, that tells a bit. Alright. Then she will, while thinking about this, she would look like up and down the walkway. And it's like a two-way street. Well, not a two-way street, but it's like has two places to enter it from, right? Jor?
I'm sorry, I cut out again. What?
Like the alleyway has two ways to enter it from, right?
Yes.
And the place that they found the dude being attacked by the killer, he was basically stuck in a corner, right?
Yes.
Alright. Ada will then look like down at the ground. Why was there no blood? Why is there no blood? Hubert, do you see any blood? Yes.
Hold on. I gotta roll this thing for him. No. I see no blood of any kind.
Okay, I'm gonna roll as well.
Could I also roll?
Yes, but you'll need an investigation, not a perception.
Who,
Okay.
me?
Yes. Because you rolled perception instead of investigation.
I don't see any either.
Apart from a few droplets here and there, there's not a lot of blood.
Does it look like it had been cleaned, or is it just there?
No, it's just a few droplets here and there.
Is it human blood or undead blood?
You cannot tell.
Ada will
Okay.
crouch down next to the blood. George,
Taste it, friend. I'm going to taste it.
what?
It tastes coppery and metallic.
Right. George, what was the killer using to attack the man? Was he just punching him, or? That's George BRB. Yep. Right.
George tells you that the creature was using its claws, as usual.
JPV, type it.
it will then think back to when they fought the creature with its fucking monstrous claws. Specifically when Thorgrim got stabbed to hell. Was there little blood in that situation as well?
I don't think there was too much blood.
There was very little blood. It seemed almost as if the creature wasn't trying to kill him yet.
Seems to be well knowledgeable of vital parts, so he doesn't go for them. At least not right away.
So that's a part of his MO.
My bad.
Welcome back. Not to kill, well, not initially, but to maim.
Works for him.
It seems like he wants to just torture his opponents, play with them.
That's
I mean,
part
he has always preached about liking pain, so.
Okay.
There's so many different spots of the body that you could get more pain out of.
So it's a lot if you're careful.
Basically.
You just need to find the right way to apply enough pressure to the right parts of the body to inflict as much pain as possible.
And there's also the fact that there's different people that experience different types of pain in different ways.
Yep, also true.
Adel nods and then starts walking down the alleyway, walkway, whatever, but in the opposite direction of where George was coming from. So essentially the direction that Tauntaun and Jubilee will have been coming from. And she's gonna start looking around for like any signs of claw marks or any of the... What word did you use to describe it? I almost called it fondue, but it's not fondue. Residue. There we go.
It's the fondue. The undead fondue.
It's definitely not fondue.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants fondue made out of that thing.
Undead magical teleportation.
Oh, the thing I know.
Yeah. Alright. So, what should I roll for that?
Roll an investigation.
Alright. Herberts, please help me.
I was gonna say, can I assist?
No, you're not there.
Oh, not there yet? Oh, sorry.
No, you're still performing.
Alright.
I would like to assist them.
Herbert's
Look
already
at the,
assisting though.
You can take a look at the other side then with Thorpe himself.
Sure.
Yeah, I could assist George.
All right.
Well,
Am I the only one with proficiency in investigation?
Seems so.
probably.
George,
Investigation.
as you begin looking around, somehow both you and Thorgrim get distracted, and you see a little beetle currently crawling across the wall. Adel Sarday, as for you, apart from random pebbles and random assortments of paper trash, you don't see any residue on it.
Very well. George, how many times did he teleport during your fight?
Twice.
I believe it was only 2 times. It was on this pathway, but I'm not seeing any residue here. All I see is just this beetle.
Hey George, look, it's a really cool ass beetle, eh?
Please stay focused.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Yeah. I don't know if you can see anything.
he teleported 2 times, but the main question is, how did he arrive here?
Perhaps could have just been walking through the street. It was kind of late.
Could have jumped from the roof.
Adel will look up at the roof. That's a good point, actually. Let's see.
It isn't exactly a slow creature.
How high up is the roof?
About 20 to 30 feet.
Alright. Let's see. Alright. Zeta looks up, and then Misty steps up to the roof. Alright. Is there anything there that shows, like, sign of... what's the word? Movement, I guess? Any residue or anything like that?
Roll investigation. You see a few shingles that seem to have been misplaced, as if somebody had been stepping on them.
Do they form a path or anything, or just that someone was standing there?
You don't see a discernible path, unfortunately. It just looks like someone had been standing there for a while.
Wait, a while? Alright, I guess that explains that. Kind of. I guess...
Explain what? The fact that this guy's an ambush predator?
Yes, basically.
We already knew that. He was watching us from a bush.
We didn't know if he was waiting there for us.
Roll acrobatics for me, real quick.
I ain't jumping down, you crazy?
I know you're not jumping down.
Oh fuck, someone gonna push me.
As you're standing there, you begin feeling the roof tiles giving way under your feet. However, you manage to step aside before you cause any damage to the roof. But you can tell that based on how it slides, you can't stand in one spot for too terribly long without it giving way. Most likely from the damage it received from being stood on for so long, a couple of days prior.
You gotta predator around the spot.
Hold on.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yesterday or a couple of days?
Yesterday.
Because the attack... Okay, yeah, just making sure. Alright. I guess with that, I will then Misty step back down. Okay. So, here's the general timeline of what's occurred. And she starts pacing. Essentially, the killer was waiting up on the rooftop, waiting to see if anybody was coming down in this direction. It was waiting up there for a while, and then she stops. Actually, hold on. Doubling back. How busy do you think this alleyway would be, George?
Probably not very.
No, really. There's no famous shops here. It's more just it's like a residential area, probably.
Okay. That makes it difficult. If it was busy and he was waiting up here for a while, then we would know if he was waiting for one person in particular. But if it was the case that this place is not busy at all, he could have been waiting for someone or waiting for anyone. Either way, the timeline goes like this. He somehow got up to the rooftop and was waiting there for quite some time. Eventually, the man arrived. He was down in this corner for some reason before the killer came down and cornered him. At which point, you three arrived and were able to save his life. So from that, we're able to tell a couple of things. He's an ambush predator. That confirms that. He's not aiming to kill, not at first, but to maim. And he is obsessive over his targets. To a point that's almost his weakness. And it's the one thing about him that's sort of predictable. Given that the cleansing is happening tomorrow and the day after that, we should be free from him attacking anyone else for the next few days, but assuming that he does this again, we might have a better idea, or at least have a better idea, period. Comparing this attack to the way he attacked us, I'm thinking I'm beginning to understand him. Oh yes, the most important thing, he's linked to the cult, which means that your father did something to the cult that made him a target, and you a target, George.
Potentially.
Either that's or you know something.
Kind of raise an eyebrow. Look at us, are they?
And then she stops. Sorry, what?
He does not.
No. That's exactly why she's stopping. No. You don't know something. You are something. And she looks at George. What was your father?
Human. General.
To me, he's just a regular human general.
Alright. And your mother is Azazel, created by death. Well, the goddess of death.
Yeah.
Who was the god of death in relation to Melky?
We'll kind of think for a second.
That's not very well known. The god, as far as people are aware, the gods don't have familial relationships.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Ghosts don't usually have relationships.
Darn, I thought I was onto something there. Because the only reason I could think that they would go out of their way to kill your father and try to kill you is because you're the only ones that have an idea about what the true power of Zuriel is, therefore stopping their plan. I need to speak to Azazel.
Okay.
And we need to speak to her without Luminarch being present if possible.
That might be... I could possibly try to make it to where I can only get you with me there as well.
That's fine. I think I might be onto something here. Because if they're trying to kill you to stop their plan here, if I show her something, some true proof against the flame, it might be exactly what's needed to put a stop to all this. I just hope that he decides to. I just hope that works.
I'll see what I can do. We might need to actually walk there because I don't think she'll be very happy if I need to call her almost immediately.
Alright. We should probably pick Jubilee up on the way there then.
So you guys are going to Jubilee?
Yeah.
Jubilee.
I got BRB.
While they're doing that, I'd like to actually talk to Hubert.
Okay. Jubilee, real quick, roll a performance for me. Thorgrim, go ahead and say what you have to say.
Hey Hubert, I have a suggestion, if you don't mind hearing it out.
What is it, Thorgrim?
Thorgrim will point to the, Iron stone floating above his head, and then point to the one floating over Hubert's head. Want to trade?
Hubert raises an eyebrow to this before going, why?
Well, I'm starting to realize something. You do a lot more damage than I do, even without this. So, why not give you a little extra more power?
Well, I am afraid to say that strength is not my forte. And even with that, I would not be dealing as much damage as I do now.
Oh, really?
Hubert is a dex-based build.
Oh. Well then. Okay. Probably a yeah. Thorgrim will just sort of shake his head and go, never mind then. You probably, probably need the extra help anyway.
I am not as resilient as you.
It's probably better that you keep it, because that way you can, while not as resilient as me, still be resilient, so you could protect Lydia's of it.
He nods to this. Chaos, roll me a d4. Alright. You earn... $32 gold.
Sweet.
Money.
At this point, as your third performance comes to an end, you see your group of friends walking up.
Oh. Hey guys.
Way better as they approach.
How are you doing?
Not bad. Did a little run
Find out
around
anything
town.
new?
Yeah, we found out quite a few things actually. Probably better if Lady Lasarde told you, though, because I was very distracted by a very nice beetle.
Okay. Well, I just need to drop off my tithe to the Artisans Guild, and then I'll be right back. I'll
Alright.
be dropping off 5 gold at the reception desk.
Alright. The turtle is there, or Abby is waiting there for you, and he goes, "Oh, hello again."
Oh, Abby, got my fee, my donation, and plops down the 5 gold on the table.
He raises a hand and slowly slides it toward him. Thank you.
Alright, well, unfortunately I won't be able to perform tomorrow with everything going on.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately my kind do get a little iffy around the holy water stuff.
Oh, I understand.
We'll give a small bow and say goodbye to my turtle friend and rejoin Thorgrim.
Have a good day.
You too. Okay, Thorgrim, I'm back.
Dude, that was that a really big turtle?
Yeah, they're the receptionist for the Artisans Guild.
That was so cool. I don't see a lot of those, and actually I don't think I've seen any of those. That's really cool.
Getting really distracted easily today.
Thorgrim does that. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm in a bit of a daydreamy mood today.
Jubilee just chuckles at that.
So, did your performances go well?
Yeah. One of them could have been better.
Can't all be 5-star performances.
Yeah, but I do try for that.
Oh, totally. 100%. But,
Hello.
Gotta take the bad with the good, I guess.
Jubilee. Oh, hey, Sarday.
Hello.
Sorry, I just finished performing and I just dropped off my tithe to the Artisans Guild, so...
How did it
What'd
go?
you guys find out? Well, one of my performances could have been better. Fortunately, I got a cramp in the middle of it.
You should probably stretch before you begin to avoid such things.
Well, my first performance and my last one were fine. I don't know what happened. I guess I just was a little off today.
Considering what you went through yesterday, that makes sense.
I didn't mean to do that. My fingers
Oh
slipped,
my
so ignore
god.
that.
Don't kill me, please.
You're right. Shoot. Suddenly, a throwing dagger just goes high in the air. Whoops. Think I hit one of their deep. Sorry.
A random bird. Ah!
Whoop.
Wait a second.
No.
No.
Still, even if it's the goose, I'll be like, sorry.
Well, we discovered some things. I think I figured out how we might be able to solve this issue. Because I think, even though we don't know the exact information, I think the reason why George and his father were targeted is because somehow they're proof that the Zuriel's flame is not real, or not true. I think the way how to stop the I almost called them a clan. The way how to stop the cult here is to provide proof that the flame is not real. I think I can do that.
We already did the test with the holy water on George, right?
Yes.
And we found out that only one of us is reacting to it.
Yes.
Even though there's supposed to be two of us.
Yes.
We checked everybody, including the masters, so I don't really know what they meant by two.
It must be. If I were to hazard a guess, either one of us didn't do the test correctly, or it's conditional.
Quick question: have you told us? This is out of character. Have you told us about the crystal that you have?
Yeah. You guys have seen the crystal.
Okay. I guess George will pipe up and be like, "What about that fucking weird crystal thing that you got?"
It'll just like quickly go shush. I know.
The thing.
Yes, that's the proof.
No, I was talking about with the whole testing with the water.
That's actually a good point.
Huh.
That's potentially what they could have meant by the second person. If they felt some sort of other type of entity
If
that...
it reacts negatively to it, then we have something that lied to us.
Yeah, if it reacts negatively, then maybe the thing isn't the thing that we thought it was.
Or what we have is an active holy water. But instead a close approximation of holy water.
Well, I mean, it did damage.
Well,
too,
I
so...
reacted to it, so we know it's holy water.
Or a close approximation of it. There could be some chemical formula part of holy water that just hurts undead and fiend.
I don't think that a common store would have that.
Wait, Adel, can you talk to that thing?
I can. But he's only able to talk... Well, I suppose we could speak with Azazel tomorrow then, because Zuri... He is in a weakened state. He cannot talk frequently.
Not even answer one question?
You saw what it took for him to answer one question before.
Does it at least have some
Otherwise,
sort of...
I could suggest something.
Does it at least have some type of energy that could suggest otherwise?
What if he... You know, I suddenly get a thought and turn to George. And I say, "Can you understand me?" But I whisper it to him in Infernal.
George, do you speak Infernal?
He does not.
Then you have no idea what strange moonspeak Jubilee has just said to you.
You call me a swear word.
Okay, that you don't understand that. Did any of you... Okay, and then I'll turn to the rest of the group and say, "Do you understand me?" in Infernal.
What did you say about my kids?
I don't know what you're saying. Can you speak in common?
Riki raises her hand.
Riki, you understood that?
She understands all languages, remember?
Yeah, that's still... Even for Riki, that's a surprising one, though. I was speaking Infernal.
Compared to some of the lists that things that she can speak, according to her, no it ain't.
Didn't she have like a really long list?
She gave me a list of languages she could speak, and some of them were like, what the fuck?
He gave her a list of 10 languages, not including Common, that she could speak, and she was told to stop writing what languages she knew.
Yeah, because it was taking so long.
Was Infernal on that list?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure if I accidentally found another one for Edel to add to it.
I could barely speak my 2 languages, let alone... Wow,
All right.
Ouch, my head.
Well, my idea was if you could ask a question in that language, if he understood you, then I think that might be a cause for a problem.
Not necessarily. It is capable for people to learn languages.
And what if it just knows how to speak all languages, but just doesn't want to?
I guess. I don't know. It's just a thought I had. I mean, the other idea is I could just say what I just said to you guys in the middle of the meeting and see who picks up on it.
That would be difficult to see because, for example, and she just says something, she says, what does she say? Actually, she's going to look over at, she says, that would be difficult to pick up on, for example. And then she says in deep speech, the ways to tell if someone understands a language is typically requires focus and training to pick up on.
Everybody just looks on confused.
As you say this, Riki just looks to you.
How does Tauntaun react, if any way?
Well, there you go. He does speak your language.
She was checking to see if there was...
In perfect deep speech. I didn't know he knew this language.
She was checking to see if there was any, like, visible reaction to him understanding it.
Oh, no visible reaction.
But he automatically... But the thing is, here's my point. He answered.
Of course he answered.
On reflex. You get what I'm getting at now? So if it's a language you know, you tend to answer on reflex, right?
Not necessarily. Not if you don't train yourself. If you train yourself not to. There are some tells, but they are not obvious. Like with Tauntaun, there was none to speak of.
Which is why a person like me could find those tells that aren't obvious.
I have a non-language related idea.
Yeah.
Again, Dorgrid turns to Hubert. Are you able to detect if somebody is a bad guy?
That's a very odd question.
Like, are you able to sense evil in somebody's heart or something?
Evil's pretty subjective.
But in any case, no, I do not have the ability to detect that.
Okay. Because...
Well, it's not like you're asking for a spell?
Well, here's the thing. We know that the thing has been told to us to be, the thing, right?
Yes.
But we're only assuming that it's a good thing. Because nobody has the ability to check otherwise.
The fire, right?
He's talking about the thing that I have.
Oh.
Little crystal.
Oh.
I just had a...
That's actually a good idea. Tauntaun should do that.
Do what?
Identify it. You know the properties of it then. And just flat out tell us.
No.
I'd rather go to somewhere private, though.
The crystal itself is not important. It's what's inside of it.
By all means, if there was something, I might be able to tell exactly what's in it.
So he could confirm if what's in there is actually in there.
You can continue to hold it the entire time. I just need to touch it.
What are you going to say, Jay?
If that doesn't work, then the thing that could work is a simple detect good and evil spell.
I think that's what Thorgrim was alluding to.
That's what I was suggesting. We need to find some way to make sure the thing is actually what, people that actually what we think it is. Like, and if there's any way to determine whether it's an evil thing, then
I'm not sure if it's. I don't think it's as evil.
Yeah, but we
I don't think it's evil either, but it might be mistaken about what it is.
None of us think that it's evil, but we don't know that it's evil.
Thorgrim, there's also another issue. You know that spells that detect things can be blocked by a certain amount of material, right?
Well, do you think that we should try it or just ignore it?
If the identify thing doesn't pan out, then we try the other thing. Because identify, I can ritual cast till the cows come home.
Yeah, that's true.
He
You can.
That has detection other than detect magic can be ritually cast.
So, yeah, he can literally do that as many times as you want, and he'll still have magic left.
Doesn't it also take you like 10 minutes like my spell does?
Well, sometimes it can take 10 minutes. Sometimes it won't.
And plus, if he can do it in the privacy of his room at the tavern, it might be a little, he'd be set up.
I would like some help getting funds together for a little more powerful spell that can give us further privacy.
Well, if you want to help me with my performances after the cleansing, to help us rake in more money.
Sanctum, if you will.
Yes, to rake in more money, you can help me with my performances then.
Tonton's putting this out to the group.
And Julie is putting that idea to
Primarily
Tonton.
looking at Edel Sarday.
I didn't hear what you said.
He's asking for a loan.
Is asking for money.
No.
She doesn't have a lot of money anyway because of earlier today.
For one particular spell that could potentially allow them to have a much more private area.
I don't have the money, and even if I did, the answer would be no.
You mean to tell me that you don't want to have a spell that could potentially block us?
I am not giving you a loan, Tauntaun.
What did you just say?
She said, I am not giving you a loan, Tauntaun.
I'm not asking for a loan. I'm asking for my party mates to help me get a spell that could be helpful to the party.
The answer from me is no.
And we're saying we don't have the money. I have 14 gold.
And I have 19. I'm not asking for money now.
Either way, this is...
Imagine Night Market guy is probably not here right now, and this is somewhere in the ballpark of like $5 grand.
Look, let's focus on the here and now. Let's just do the identification, then we will do the detect evil or good, and then we will see Azazel.
Or we can knock out multiple stones at once.
What do you mean?
I mean, you can go see Azazel with George and Hubert.
No,
I can stick around with...
Oh. No, I need to see her, to show her the crystal.
That's fair.
If you are afraid that the crystal is not what I say it is, that would be useless if I did it now.
Well, no offense, it seems to be the only logical conclusion, the fact of the two auras that Azazel mentioned.
Well, we can still check.
If it's not that, then I have another concern.
Which is?
Did we have a stowaway with us somewhere?
Well, only time will tell. There is nothing we can do about it at the moment.
There's nothing we can do about it at the moment. When are we going to be able to do something about it?
I don't know.
When the moment arises. Now let's just...
But in the meantime, let's get back to the inn and do Tauntaun's thing.
Contan's going to expend that one charge that lets him just ignore ritual time, turning this 11-minute ritual into nothing more than a 1-minute spell.
Okay.
Can't remember which one it was. Something to do with my spell. Yeah, it's my controller charge. Okay. Yes, stealth with.
Which point did I make in that last one again?
So you are casting Identify on
The crystal that has what's their face in it, to see if the Identify spell can tell who's in it.
Okay. So, you can't tell who's in it exactly, but you can tell that whatever is in it is a celestial.
Okay, Thorgrim, I got good news and bad news. This also goes for the rest. I can't tell precisely who, but it is a celestial, so.
Alright. That at least takes that free off the table.
Although it still leads to the issue of it might not be a good celestial.
Yeah, not all
well.
celestials are good.
But we at least know that it is what it says it is.
Again, the concern is trying to find the second fiendish one, not celestial. And unfortunately, we've been coming up empty on that regard.
Alright, anybody have anything weird that does talking to it? Or just weird in general? I guess I'm doing a mass identify.
I mean, I got the mace I got from Thorgrim.
Anything we haven't identified yet, just toss it on the fucking table.
I'll put the crow mask on.
Okay. Nothing happens upon wearing the...
Identify whatever the fuck gets thrown in front of him.
Well, not put it on, like put it on the table for him to identify.
Oh. As far as your Identify spell tells you, it is just a mask.
Completely equivalent normal crow mask.
That's all I had.
Could I try the Plague Doctor mask that I got?
Yeah.
Set it on the table.
True, his did come up with something different.
Yep.
Identificate!
You find that it is a completely normal Plague Doctor mask.
Oh.
Bullshit.
Also, a normal mask.
Thanks.
Is there anything inside of it?
Thorgrim will just shrug and put it on. How do I look?
Caw.
Walking.
Yeah, I know I look like a bird. I get it.
Be one too. Anton's gonna pull out a cracker and just go, Polly, want a cracker?
I'm gonna need a hat. I need a big, wide-brimmed hat.
I may have one of them.
Kind of like Dr. Kane's masks. I mean, he
Well,
also
what
has
else
hats,
can
so-
we? What else do we have that we haven't checked out yet? Wait. What about the gem that summons? No, that's an elemental thing, though. It wouldn't show up as fiendish.
Yeah, we were kind of already told what that was.
Yeah.
I don't think the guy who just ripped a part of himself out to give her the ability to summon stuff would lie.
Well, again, part of it is wondering if the person even knows.
I'm
I don't know,
gonna,
would they like me to identificate her gem?
I'm gonna do something really dumb, and I'm gonna put because I have an autograph of Chromat.
Okay.
I
And
really
it's
don't
on
think
the
this is going to
table.
be magical, Thorgrim.
No,
You never
but
know at this point. We're trying everything.
no, but maybe it has some sort of like essence of something. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here.
I
We all
really
are.
don't think that what looks like a hanky should have essence in it for you to fit.
Do you identify it?
I'm going to identify it, yes.
Okay. So, do you by chance remember how Poe Masters introduced himself when you first met him?
Oh,
As
mother of mercy.
Oh, Masters, the great something or other.
No, do you remember how he spelled his name out
I
by
am
each
Poe
letter?
Masters, as in
No!
P4.
Alright, the entire time you are identifying it, you are hearing that in your head.
Okay.
Oh lord.
That was a troll.
What happens when they identify it?
You are told, in Poe Master's voice, I hope I am the one who gave this to you, but either way, you could sell it.
We just saw Tonto get the creeps. What the fuck?
Alright.
I'm gonna take the autograph back and put it in my pocket.
If you're going to continue inspecting your items, I think while you do this, I should go speak with Azazel.
Yeah, no offense, but again, it seems like a small group might be the best idea for that.
And I'm useless in diplomatic touch. Leave anything unidentified on the table.
I mean, I can go with you if you want me to try to read the room of if there are people to read.
George, would that be possible? Wait, is he BRB'd again?
He is muted and deafened, so probably.
Oh, brother.
Damn it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna be fucking useless, so...
Well, Tauntaun needs someone to stay with him anyway, so...
Yeah.
Maybe you and Riki can stay with Tauntaun and keep him company.
Yes, I was going to suggest that.
I'll guard the squishy ones, don't worry.
Alright then.
Question.
What up?
Hello, Sade.
What?
Since you're leaving Riki here, can I just make her a bunch of outfits?
Ricky, do you want more outfits?
I don't mind.
Very well then.
Perfect!
I hope you realize what you just did, Angel Sarday.
If Ricky is happy with it, I am fine.
No, I'm not saying anything about being unhappy, but you do realize that this is Tauntaun. He's gonna try to make it as flashy as possible.
As long as Ricky is comfortable with it. If
Okay,
you
first
do...
of all, Tauntaun's not an idiot. He knows that we can make the kobold not as, flashy as
Yeah,
possible.
come on, it's Tauntaun. You've got to be extra.
He'll make an extra singular outfit that is meant to be extra if we all have to wear something extra, such as, say, a ball.
You have a formal dress already.
Yeah, fuck your formal dress.
Oh, I got it at the Snow's Wind.
Alright, my bad.
Welcome back.
I'll make it out of fucking diamonds if I have to.
We're gonna... Well, some of us are going to go see Azazel. Jubilee wants to come along, and Adel's asking if that's possible.
Or is that too much?
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
Azazel
if
might
it's
be
too
only
much,
okay
I'll-
with one audience. I don't know if she'd be okay with you, and I don't want to sound like I'm trying to.
no, I get it.
Let's...
Yeah.
It could not only just be Azazel, but other people might not want to leave her alone if I'm around. I just figured I could be an extra set of eyes to keep, read the room. But
It's
if
fine.
possible, I'll stay behind with Tauntaun
Hubert will be with
and
me.
Thorgrim then.
It's fine, Hubert will be with me. He is my extra set of
Of
eyes.
course. Like I said, I was more to read the room rather than try to say anything sneaky. If you know what I mean.
I understand.
Yeah, so I guess I'm going to be confined to here until after tomorrow night then, because there's not much else I can do.
Let's just hope that this goes well. This is a bit of a big risk.
If anything, I'll let her know that it's a private and personal matter. amongst family.
Hold on. And she looks over to the others. Actually, George, how long do you think it'll take to get there? And how long do you think we'll be there for?
I guess it will depend on what she wants to do after.
Okay. If we are not back in about 40 to 50 minutes, go wait as close to the building as you're allowed to without causing a fuss. There is a chance that if this works out the way I think it will, and it is the way to stop the cult's plans with the false Zuriel's flame, they will attempt to stop it.
Yeah. If anything happens and start to get attacked, hell, I always have Plan M.
Plan monkey.
Right.
Is that you that said that?
No.
Just some
I loved it.
ominous voice whispering, "Plan monkey,
You saved me. Why?
monkey."
Monkey.
I love that.
Okay.
You have shown me monkey.
Now I must return, monkey.
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 I love that Godzilla King Kong bit with that audio.
Fun.
Okay.
But that's everything. We can start heading over there. In the meantime, I'm going to think about food.
Food?
Yes, on my way to the castle.
You gonna think about food?
Very
Okay, I don't
well.
care if that's just a phrase saying I'm gonna go AFK.
Oh.
Okay. Don't
To get
worry.
food.
Don't worry, guys. I'm paying attention, Blue Eyes.
So what I'm hearing is that George is a foodie.
Alright.
Special folks, George is canonically a foodie. It's all he thinks about when he's AFK.
Match.
Anyways, I put out a list for what Tantan's doing for the night.
Okay.
2 short people, a bunch of lingerie for Jubilee, and then arcane formula.
Wait, what? I'm at. Sorry, what?
Adelsarday, you are going to try and meet Azazel, correct?
Yep.
You're gonna make me a what?
Hopefully, with George there, I'll be allowed through this time.
We'll say for simplicity's sake, George asked for this audience. Since he never actually asked for it in character, but I being the nice, caring, and loving DM that I am, will allow it.
Nice.
But there will always be balance.
What?
I may allow this, but who knows what I will do
Oh.
later down the line.
Ah, big white screen.
Don't tell me it deleted this map too.
No, I see.
No, it
Nope.
showed up directly
No, it's good.
afterwards. It started as a big white screen.
Okay. Alright, so you are allowed in, and unlike the first time you came in, you notice that there are no indentured spirits, nor is Luminarch here.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And Azazel looks to you and goes, "What brings you here, miss?"
Azazel, I assume George.
Oh no.
Now I'm worried. I assume George has told you about the flame already, yes?
He told me that he believes that it is false, yes.
Yes. I don't know how your investigation into it is going. I'm assuming it is difficult to prove this claim. But I think I have proof that it's not the real Flame Azuriel.
A bold claim coming from you.
I understand, but I'm telling the truth.
I see. And what proof is this?
She reaches into her pouch and produces the crystal with Zuriel in it. This is Zuriel. Or at least, what's left of him. I found him a long distance from here. He was asleep in the ruins of a church. I've been keeping him alive through my own power. Barely, but he is recovering. But this is the real Zuriel, not that flame.
He motions you to step forward.
She steps forward but stops here.
All the way.
Yeah.
She then slowly holds out her hand to you.
What are you going to do?
I wish to see.
I want to roll insight on that. Something
If it
seems iffy here.
If it gives you any type of less stress, I've already talked to her about this thing.
You're sure?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. She'll hand the crystal over to Azazel.
Azazel will take it, and she is being very gentle with it, as she holds it in the palm of her left hand before slowly closing her right hand over, and very briefly you see a radiant light appearing between both of her hands before she slowly nods and then offers it back to you.
Abel takes it.
Your claim of that being Zuriel is correct. But there is a small issue.
Which is?
I cannot compare the feeling of Zuriel to the flame. As said, Luminarch is the one that oversees it.
You told George that you were investigating the flame, though.
I am, but that doesn't mean that I've gotten to it yet.
Is Luminarch not allowing you to see the flame?
At this point, she sighs before saying, the generals have different methods at which we go about raising forces and training our forces. And we do not look into the others unless we believe that there are nefarious deeds going on. We did actually have to excommunicate one of our previous generals due to shady dealings, so to speak.
Which general was this?
I do not like to speak of him. We banished him into the wilds. I'm sure you will find him one day, if you continue to explore the wilds. But I do not care to share his name.
Alright.
In any case, Luminarch, unfortunately, has not done anything nefarious, and thus I do not have the right to simply barge into where he stores the flame and demand answers, which is why I must go about it stealthily.
I understand that, but we might not have the time for that.
And the unfortunate thing is, if I go and break the rules that are supposed to be upheld by the highest powers, it will lessen my authority. If you wish to go to Luminarch and show him the evidence you have shown me, perhaps he would take you to the flame.
That might be a good idea, but how do I do that? How do I get into contact with him?
I can summon him here right now.
That would actually be a good idea. He's bound to believe me with you here.
She nods, and without saying a word, a couple of seconds later, you see a brilliant light appear near the thrones. Before you see a very familiar armored visage of Luminarch, and he goes, "I came as quick as you called me." And then he very briefly looks to the rest of you, and seems to be rather confused as to why you're all here.
Luminarch? Adol bows her head slightly.
No need for that.
I see. I have some news which you might find distressing, but it is important. I believe that the Flame of Zuriel that you have is not authentic.
He seems taken aback by this and goes, "How could you say this?"
Because that is not Zuriel. Zuriel has been with me.
I have done extensive investigations of it. The flame is indeed celestial in nature.
Just because it is celestial does not mean it belongs to Zuriel.
And what is your proof?
I have Zuriel with me. If you do not believe me, you can ask him yourself.
He just slowly... You can tell he's slowly squinting behind his helmet before he takes a few steps towards you and goes, "Where?"
Okay, now I'm nervous around this dude. She will...
And you are giving him a rather bold claim, saying that one thing he uses to make his soldiers are fake.
I mean, I understand that, but this dude is huge and he seems very annoyed, so I'm a bit scared. She'll produce the crystal. I already showed this to Azazel, and she can confirm.
Before you can finish your statement, he is already reaching for it.
She takes a step back.
You will give that to me. I must see if your claim is in fact true.
Ada looks to Azazel.
Azazel nods.
She steps back and hands it over.
He takes it rather quickly, and he begins looking it over. And unlike Azazel, who was being very careful with it, you see him suddenly clasp his hands over it very tightly, and then you notice his hands beginning to shake.
Her eyes narrow slightly. Luminarch?
Where did you find him?
I will tell you, but you need to calm down.
This baby.
You expect me to calm down after someone who has been missing for so long has just stumbled into my hands. I have searched tirelessly for him.
You need to tell me more about this. Who is Zuriel to you?
Adol Sarday,
Yes?
I think it'd be appropriate if you at least let him know where you got it from before you start to question him.
Right. I found him in the ruins of a church. He was resting, quote unquote, in an altar.
There's still a church built to Milky. And he seems almost stunned by this.
No. It was in ruins. It was barely standing.
But it is still standing.
I suppose.
I was not aware there was another.
Another?
Zuriel, I guess you could say, was something of a mentor to me.
What?
While we angels are created in our truest forms to begin with, Zuriel helped me become more understanding with humanity. I used to frown upon humanity's sinful ways. I did not like how they were gluttonous and envious and greed-ridden. I did not like a lot of things, but Zuriel helped me understand them a bit better. I've realized that it is in their nature to do such things. Even if I find it repugnant, I should not hold it against them if they actually attempt to repent.
Is that why the redeemed are what they are?
The redeemed are only those who had murderous intentions that they fell victim to and wished to try and make amends with what they had done.
I see.
The redeemed find unity in find unity due to the fact that they are all sentenced to the same fate due to the same crime. But unless they are willing to become one, I do not cast them into the flame.
Oh. I see.
And the reason as to why I hold the flame so dear to me is when it was brought before me, I sensed a fragment of Zuriel's power within it.
George is gonna start to think to himself again. He's not sure if Vados is kind of having the same thought as he is.
How? But that makes things very complicated. Because, I'm afraid to say, the person that gave you that flame had ill intentions.
The issue that I have is he never stated a lie to me. He said the flame was of Zuriel. Were he lying to me, well, I would have been able to catch it. I know when anything lies to me.
That may be exactly it. It may be authentic, but I think that makes it even more dangerous.
Authentic but modified?
Yes, perhaps that. Because, again, the person that gave it to you, he is part of a group that are planning to do horrible things. I think that flame is part of their plan to do something horrible to this city. I dealt with his group before. Their typical modus operandi is to invade an area, sow as much chaos and death as possible, typically by invading from within. The person that gave you that flame that you have been using to create Redeemed, there are thousands or hundreds of Redeemed out there, all around and within the city. At any moment, the person that gave you that flame could trigger something that would turn them into an enemy against the city. And the fact that it's also authentic, the fact that it truly is a flame of Zuriel, makes it even more dangerous. Because we both know just how powerful he is, and they're using their power against you.
I cannot destroy the flame.
Why not?
Not only is it too dear to me, due to its connection to Zuriel, were I to snuff out the flame in its entirety, all of the redeemed would perish.
Adol, like, visibly flinches at this. Damn it. Well, there must be something that can be done, at least.
There is. Never mind.
No, George, what were you going to say?
You know what I'm talking about.
Not really.
The job that we just got done doing.
Oh. But would that? I'm not sure, but it could. We'll have to look into it more. And she looks at Luminard. But we'll need more freedom to look into alternative options. The unfortunate thing is, we are simply citizens. Well, I am simply a citizen. While George has some limited freedom to explore other options, I do not. There's not much that I can do.
I do not understand what options you are looking for.
For example, going into the library, going into the ruins that the not ruins, dungeon? Catacombs that the Redeemed guard. Fully exploring the city. Those are the options I'm referring to.
It's about the permission to freely explore the city without much restriction.
I can give you access to the catacombs, but I do not control the library.
Who does?
The librarian.
Even he's afraid of something even he fears.
Remember, kids, the librarians are the most terrifying beings in existence. They just come out of nowhere with a yardstick and wrap your hands if you're too loud.
I don't know.
I'm just picturing him shuddering when he says the librarian.
The librarian. Oh, Jesus Christ. The librarian's gonna be the most intimidating motherfucker.
Watch it just be some lolly.
The librarian? Well, how can I speak with him?
He only allows certain people within. She does not like to share her knowledge.
Almost sounds like a dragon.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that.
George's gonna kind of pipe up and be like, Says, do you know if she had also mourned Dad, or was she not present?
Adelsarday, roll an insight check real quick. And George, what was your question?
I asked Azazel if she knows that, if she knew that the librarian had like also came to the funeral, like also mourned his dad's death.
The librarian very rarely leaves the library. And Adelsarday, as you say your sentence, all of a sudden you feel as if your weight has tripled as you for the first time notice Luminarch's gaze staring down at you, and you see that his eyes are breaming yellow with energy.
Adel collapses to a knee and just what? And she looks to Luminarch.
How do you know of dragons?
Ooh. That's right, they don't know about that in this world.
Okay, I will explain, but please release me from whatever this is.
That... apologies. And you feel it stop. That is an aura of mine.
Adel stands and takes a deep breath. Well, this is actually how we know of the group the man who sold you the flame is a part of. We are from another land. We were sent here by a member of that group. I believe he called himself the Rifter. Either way, where I come from, dragons are still existing, rather than being extinct or bits like they are here. Though, from what Zuriel told me, and from what I've been able to decipher from this land's history, it seems like I expect there's at least one dragon still out there. Poe Masters found a scale. It's still in the museum.
I am aware of that.
Wait, why did you react so violently when I mentioned dragons?
It's more the insinuation you put behind it.
Dragons are typically very prideful and hoarder of knowledge. At least where I come from.
I know you are not lying to me, but originally I believed you knew something you were not supposed to.
Adol stares Luminark quietly. You know they still exist.
Of course I know.
And their knowledge, the existence of their knowledge. Oops. Sorry. The knowledge of their existence is meant to be a secret?
Less. In a way, yes. For their own protection.
I understand. We have another thing to talk about then, but that'll be for another time. So, librarian then. She only speaks, well, only lets in certain people. But
those who can give her knowledge she does not already have.
Knowledge she does not already have, huh? That should be easy.
Since your claim is true, that you come from somewhere else, I would find that it would be.
Adol nods. So, access to the catacombs, access to the library. We should be fine.
I cannot give that to you.
Well, not the library, of course, but we will be able to get that. I think that's all I had to speak about, but there was one more thing. And she looks at Azazel. I hesitate to say this, but, the ones who killed your former husband, George's father, they're also linked with this group.
You mean the creature?
Yes. I do not know how exactly, but he is using the same energy that they did. And the only people that use that energy is linked to them.
I see.
It's
troubling.
Exactly. I think that your husband either knew something or in some way was potentially able to stop their plans, at least here. And I think George is in a similar boat, though I am unsure how. It would be why he is targeted as well.
That is troubling. Very troubling.
Indeed. This is only my hypothesis, but I think the serial killer is here in order to keep an eye on things. The reason why there is rampant random killings, there is no reason behind it. But he very clearly enjoys torture. The only time when he took his eyes off playing with his food was when he believed that George's father was still alive. Or when he was targeting George specifically.
It could be possible that you said the original objective of these people was to sow chaos.
Well, their main objective is a mystery to me, but that seems to be their typical goal. They work for beings who, again, consume universes. I believe that this is simply preparation for their beings to do that.
I guess I can sort of see the connection there. You have a creature who seemingly is just running rampant, killing citizens all over. Eventually rumors start to spread about the kingdom not being able to protect its citizens properly. Unease, untrust, things like that.
Perhaps. But again, that's only a hypothesis. For now, we need to go to the catacombs. Well, either the library or the catacombs. Either or. Then she looks back to Luminarch. Considering everything that's occurred, I think it would be safe to leave Zuriel with you, but just remember, I've been keeping him alive by feeding him through my divine energy each day. I'm not sure what state he is in, but he can barely talk.
I do not believe I should keep him.
What? Why not?
If by chance the flame is a grave threat, as you say, if I am I will be the first one to be attacked, as I am the one who is closest to it. Were I to have Zuriel with me when I was attacked, I don't know if I would be able to protect.
Very well. I will protect him with my life.
Then gives you back the gem.
She takes it and puts it back in her pouch. Well, thank you for speaking with me, Luminarch Azazel.
They nod to you.
Ale then turns and starts heading along. Oh, right. And she stops. There is, one more thing. And she turns.
I love that.
She turns again. Like I said, they are aiming to use your army to invade the city from within. I do not know what defenses you have aside from them, but I would suggest that you start focusing on them as soon as possible.
I will see what I am able to do.
Yale nods, then turns and starts heading off again. Off we go.
George will kind of just walk in there, like whisper beside her. Perhaps it would be good to talk to the other generals to get a feel for them.
Agreed. Hopefully now that we have no restrictions, I'll be able to speak with them more easily.
Limited
Well,
restrictions.
Limited restrictions.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, limited restrictions is better than, all restrictions. But for now, we should head back to the others. Tell them what happened.
Are they still at the inn?
They should be.
Yep.
It hasn't been enough
I
time
hope.
yet.
Unless something happened.
Did something happen? Uh-oh.
I said no.
Oh.
Oh, we didn't hear you say no, so I was like, all I heard was uh-oh.
Okay,
Yeah, I was like,
DM, did you read my list of things that Tauntaun wants to do while they're gone?
Yes.
Okay, do I have to roll Arcana?
Yes, but I don't know exactly what you mean.
Okay,
by
So-
arcane formulas.
Okay, arcane formulas is just fancy schmancy way of just saying wants to try and figure out how to attach a spell to the alarm spell to go off instead of a loud ringing. So, for example, if somebody were to cause the alarm to go off, could put the light spell on it and it would cause the light spell to go off.
Roll Arcana with disadvantage.
That's it. But I can live with that. 7.
Unfortunately, you can't seem to figure this out. You can't seem to figure this out very easily right now.
That's
It eludes you at present moment.
as many things have. But one day,
And let's see.
one day, Tauntaun's alarm will be a thing.
The outfits I'm not gonna make you roll for.
Hog! Thorgrim gets a suit. Jubilee gets lingerie. And Riki gets a fuck ton of shit to put in her bag.
What the hell is this?
Wear it.
Why?
Because I made it?
What purpose would I need to wear this? We're not doing any fancy dinners or anything, are we?
That way I can make sure it fits.
Amongst other things.
Thorgrim will humor Tauntaun and go up to his room and change into the suit.
Alright.
We're both guys, you know.
Don't care, go into my room to change into the suit.
I don't want you looking at my dick.
Don't look at my parts.
Not like there's much there to look at.
Wow.
Don't make me hit you in the head with this hammer.
Kinky.
I meant the one over my shoulder, asshole.
Just as kinky.
Fuck you.
Kind of what I'm trying for.
Not on your life.
My life doesn't mean much. Yeah, I don't have an image for a dwarf in a suit. Pick
Yeah.
whatever.
It fits fine.
Okay.
Thorgrim.
Alright. I'll come back down, sit down, order a drink.
I like to assume that it's like one of those James Bond style suits.
Probably, but
Like full
Probably.
ass just
it's probably a little tighter on the arms because, you know, he's basically all arms.
And then
Oh no, that was
with
entirely
Tauntaun, it's like,
Tauntaun.
why are you doing this right now? With me?
I ship you and Pearl Masters and I feel he deserves a surprise.
That's
You don't
fine
have
and
to
all,
try
just this
to
is not the
but-
place to do it.
What, just making stuff? I'm not
Bored,
gonna
just humor
ask
him.
you to try them on. I already know your measure.
Fair enough.
2 orgies is all I need.
He's
Unless
clearly
you and Pearl
bored,
Masters
just
like
humor
try
him.
great.
I suppose so. And I guess that gives Ricky a break from trying on so many outfits from him.
Yeah.
I would like to clarify that the outfits that Tauntaun made for Riki were not like flashy, more like you would give to a kid. Such as floral summer dresses and whatnot.
Okay.
And gothic Lolita outfits.
Hopefully some of them are, you know, something that will keep Ricky out of the public eye and, you know, not have everybody go, oh, look, a kobold.
Yeah, no,
I
there's.
mean, that part's gonna be next to
hoodies in there.
impossible, but
There's some hoodies in there. There's some nice pants.
The
Plenty of
less
stuff that's
people,
comfy to hide.
the less people pointing at Ricky and paying her undue attention, the better.
Around this point, Adel, Sarday, Hubert, and George show back up.
Thorgrim's in his suit. Fucking Ricky's trying on a whole bunch of stuff.
Jubilee's just kind of watching.
Adel like doesn't really what's the word, react much to them in their new outfits, and simply leans against the table and says, okay,
You bring news?
a lot of news.
Huck! She brings news!
The basic gist of it is this. We have, well, the restrictions that we have are lifted a little. We can now enter the catacombs freely, and we have permission to attempt to enter the library. That will be a bit difficult. Well, not necessarily. Would have been difficult for George, but us, we would be fine. Also, I told them, Azazel and Luminarch, about the ongoing situation. The city should be better prepared now, I hope.
Well, that's good. It's a step in the right direction. It seems like both of them are taking this seriously.
Thankfully. The worrying thing, though, is the Flame of Zuriel. It's authentic. It is the Flame of Zuriel.
Okay.
But it also was given by the Rifter, which means the cult somehow had a piece of Zuriel.
They probably worded it so what they were saying was not a lie, but maybe they modified it in some way.
No, that's exactly it, but I don't think you understand. They had a piece of an angel that was created by the goddess of life.
So, my question is, why?
I don't know, but that scares me. The fact that one of their pawns had a dagger, and she points to Tauntaun, that's able to create undead on the level of a master necromancer. And now they had a piece of an angel that they used to create a flame that's creating a hive mind army. It's worrying.
Are they... So, do you think they have like a team, or maybe a dozen teams that are basically charged with, hey, go find this priceless artifact?
I know what you're implying, and no, I don't think it's just that. If I were to
then how the hell do they get the priceless artifacts without, finding them?
I think... Welcome back.
Okay, Thorgrim, I've been over this before. They've eaten other worlds before? A lot of this stuff is probably just leftovers.
Indeed, if I were to hazard a guess, they simply got those powers and enchantments from their... What's the word? From the Five.
Reality.
So, like, they were gifts from these supposed world-eating gods?
Not necessarily gifts, more tools, but... The one thing I am unsure about is Zuriel. How did they get a piece of him? The only way they would have been able to do that is if they were around when Zuriel was in a whole state, and the only time that was several thousand years ago, according to
Unless they found it the same way you had found it, which was through some type of church or destroyed altar or something like that.
Or they could have merely found their corpse.
Or another theory. Who else do we know that could have been around at that time?
Rashi?
Maybe they took some of his stuff.
Yeah, it just doesn't... For some reason, it just doesn't seem right that the Five gifted the cults a piece of an angel. It just doesn't seem right to me. It feels like they stole it from someone.
I wouldn't be surprised if they
Okay, just because they stole it doesn't mean that it's not a gift to the cult.
Ill-gotten gift.
What?
It's a cult.
Jubilee, what did you say about Rashi?
They may have taken some of his stuff.
Rashi killed Melky. What if he killed Zuriel as well? But then he kept him. So the cult stole Zuriel from Rashi. I think that we might have actually did a good thing by releasing Rashi then. In a way. Because that means...
he might be an unintentional ally then?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Well, somewhat.
Until the enemy is gone.
Until the enemy is gone. Yes. But for the time being, at least Rashi or the cults might be dealing with each other, if what you said is true.
That would lessen a bit of a burden on us.
Yeah, it might be the only reason we have the time to figure out the deal with Zuriel's flame. Anyway.
On the topic of little Zuriel, what exactly do you do with the crystal every day?
I feed him some of my divine energy.
Is it only divine energy he takes?
Yes.
She uses one of her hit die to feed him to ensure he doesn't starve.
Hey, could have sworn he said divine energy back when I saved him.
Since your hit dice are specifically of the divine soul sorcerer, it is divine energy.
Oh, okay.
Mechanically is what it is.
Yeah.
So the rest of us would not be able to help. Well, Hubert might be able to.
Hubert might be able to. Well...
Hubert and possibly George, if possible.
I'm not so sure about George.
Well, because he also has that ties to, angelic
Yeah,
stuff.
it's literally in his blood.
Either way, I would rather not test it.
No, I'm just saying that, if something were to happen and...
If something were to happen to me, Hubert would be able to take care of it.
My idea was just to help him, get better faster.
No,
He told me himself. It's not gonna happen.
I don't mean any disrespect in positing that something bad were to happen to you, but if something bad were to happen to you, don't you think it would happen to Hubert first because of his sworn duty to protect you?
Yeah, we all know Hubert's gonna die before you.
You would think. Well, technically,
so.
He did die before me, but, well, technically.
No, I mean die in a way that you can't fix.
Yes, you would think, but the unfortunate thing is sometimes I have my moments of intense stupidity, as he can attest.
We all do.
Either way, Zuriel will be fine. Unfortunately, it will take a long time for him to be healed all the way. I think, with what he mentioned before, by the time I'm near the end of my life, he'll be around comfortable enough to speak consistently. But his healing process is going to take a long time.
Unless you find some way to quicken up that process.
If we can find a way, we will use it. But for now, I'm keeping him sustained.
Quick question.
Yes.
Would it not go faster if you and Hubert, and possibly even George, fed him some of your divine power?
I'm not testing it with George. And while it would...
Why not with George?
Because I don't know the risk. He may be an angelic person, but he does still have a pact.
How do we find out the risk? We test it.
Yeah, that's literally the only way to find out.
Yes.
You wish to test if the man who summoned a demon can feed radiant energy.
And
Yes,
you wish to
because the
test
same-
this on on someone who's practically dying.
Yes, because the same person can also literally spew divine energy out of it.
George, to whom do you own a pact to?
Take a wild guess.
Mother.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I'm still not risking it. The risks are too high.
What risk are you even talking about?
Possibly thinking of
Dead. No, Hubert finally says to everyone.
Adel too is also a little taken aback by him yelling.
Yeah, I think we should drop it.
Right.
But Pepsi has to stop thinking about I also would have said no to it.
And anyway, moving on. We have two choices. Well, three choices technically. We can go back to the catacombs. We can try to get into the library. Or we can try and get in touch with the other two leaders, Sariesh and what was that? Sariesh and Raniel.
What time is it of the day right now?
It is around 2 in the afternoon.
Do they start I don't know if they start the thing at night or if they start the next morning.
Oh, right. The cleansing.
So I might be stuck here, guys.
Hey, George, if I were to say lift Jubilee up off of the ground, would she be safe from the cleansing? Like, how high is this water?
It just runs across the streets.
It's just the streets. Just need to stay inside, should be fine.
So, yeah, it would be extremely difficult for me to come with.
Morning. Oh, right. That reminds me. I summoned a new familiar. It's a spider.
Congratulations.
And it might be a fiend. I'm not entirely sure.
So where are we going to go first? We should have
I'll
enough
take
time.
care of the library. I have reason to go there.
I do think it would be wise too. Because I think the serial killer would be our main enemy of progression. Learning how to deal with him would be a very wise decision.
Uh-huh.
What you doing, Thorgrim?
More we could all take?
He's sulking at the bar counter.
Oh, okay.
Hubert yelled at me.
I will.
Thorgrim, you're gonna wrinkle the suit. Stop sulking.
I will propose though, say if this librarian is still just another citizen of the city, then if she had knowledge, why did she not give it up if she knew about the serial killer?
The only
knowledge
reason,
just easily obtained is not worth jack shit.
well, like Azazel and Luminarch said, George, the only reason why the librarian would share knowledge is if she received new knowledge in return. And she, gestures to all of them. All of us are from an alternative plane. We have a variety of information that she has no access to.
Hold on, out of character. Oh wait, did you just make Wan Shi Tong?
What?
Wan Shi Tong, the big owl fucker from Avatar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that means no.
Or it could mean yes. But we're moving
I'm
on.
going to assume it means yes, because Avatar was a fucking bop, and there's no way this man hasn't seen it.
Moving on.
So we should be easily able to, well, speak to the librarian and gain some information. But we could also go to the catacombs and talk about our further steps, especially with the flame, because the unfortunate thing is, the easiest quote-unquote option would be to turn the flame off. But doing so would end up killing thousands of people, and I'm not about to allow that.
That's why I proposed the other option, but I don't know how well that would work.
I think that might go well.
And even though could, we did
I would
kind of.
also like to point out that if we did shut it off, not only would it kill all of them, according to you, it would probably also lead to a giant drop in public safety.
That too. The city would be
cause even
vulnerable.
more deaths.
What
Just complete citywide destruction.
we could do is possibly, if those spirits have any. Well, I guess probably not the spirits. If there's any way for what's his name to turn to bring them back to some state of mind and not just whatever we saw.
We will have to discuss the options with him.
I would also like to point out once again that if we split up and did all this, we'd get way more done.
Or, like yesterday, we could get attacked.
What do you mean, get attacked? We didn't get attacked, we stopped an attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. You stopped an attack where it was stopped using a very risky technique. No, we are not splitting up.
Summoning a demon is not all that risky.
We
Just
are
a matter
not
of
splitting
keeping
up,
control of
Tauntaun. That's final.
You say we're not splitting up, yet what had you just done, like, 10 minutes prior?
The
My
only reason
response-
why we did that was because they wouldn't have trusted any of you in there other than me and Aos Sarday.
Yes, we didn't have a
And
choice. We have a choice here. And that
Do we
choice...
know? We don't know how long it's going to take.
Look, Mr. Contrarian, we are not splitting up unless you decide to go by yourself. In which case, feel free. I told you not to
no,
before.
I think he's referring to me, because
You?
I don't know how... George, when did they start the process? Did they start at night or in the morning?
Oh yeah, that too. I was just pointing out that I don't want to be in a library with the rest of you.
It starts early morning.
You should be fine as long as you sit on someone's shoulders.
Alright,
It is on the
I'll
street
go. But the moment I start feeling burning, I'm jumping into Hubert's arms because he's the tallest.
Is he though?
No, Tauntaun is the
Yep.
tallest.
Oh, maybe the Tauntaun isn't around.
By
I
the way,
am all for going to a library, but
we could go to the library. I think going to the library would be the wiser choice at first, because then if we bumped into him again, we would know how to deal with him. Perhaps permanently.
I doubt it's going to be a permanent thing.
Anything can be killed permanently. You just require the right preparation.
I do have something we could test, actually.
What's that, George?
If they can't create multiples of him and he comes back, then what would happen if we just send him back to his home plane or home world?
I don't think he has a home plane.
I don't think there's a plane for undead.
Fortunately, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of undead, they tend to be of this plane still.
Yes, he's not elemental or an eldritch or anything like that.
So we could temporarily get rid of him, but not permanently.
The only way...
The term is adoration. Eldritch is a hierarchy.
The only way we could potentially get rid of him permanently, if I remember correctly, and this is me guessing because I am not a savant of necromancy, the only way would be to, for example, well, usually it would be to burn the remains, but the remains are just gone. I think with vampires it would have to be like, destroy the coffin, but he is definitely not a vampire. I'm not even sure if it's to destroy the coffin. Anyway, there is only one way that we will find out for sure, and that's to go to the library. Otherwise, we would just be making hypotheses without much reason.
I agree with going to the library. If so, we could also gain information from the catacombs, before the catacombs, and see what else could be down there.
Alright, so we have 2 votes for the library.
Yeah, library is the safer option.
3 votes. Thorgrim?
Thorgrim's BRB.
Yeah,
Oh.
Thorgrim is burbed.
Whoops.
I
he
am
does-
back.
Oh, there he is.
Speak of the devil.
Back. He is
Sorry
no
about
longer burp. He took off the mask.
Yeah, no, sorry, bathroom break.
No worries. Thorgrim, library, leaders, or catacombs first?
Nah, I don't care. Do what you want.
What is up with you?
Nothing.
Adol frowns, but leaves it for now. Alright? I guess we're going to the library first. Hopefully it will be as easy to get in as I imagine, though it wouldn't be the first time I stuck my foot in my mouth. Alright.
Fountain's gonna head to the bar before leaving.
Okay.
And just look at the barkeep and just say, how much for the strongest thing you have in a cup?
10 gold.
Fountain's gonna sigh, hand over 10 gold, and just say, there you go, Thorgrim. Cheer up.
I don't want it.
No,
Keep it.
I don't know what's gotten into you right now. I'm gonna blame Hubert for it, because you started soaking after Hubert yelled. Just
I don't think you'd
drink this,
understand.
get
I don't
better.
think you'd understand.
You know what? Since this is still happening in the...
Yeah. Not yet with the transitions. Hold the transition.
Oh.
Sorry, what was that? Say again.
Thorgrim, you were surprised the last time I was able to understand you.
We're gonna make it 2 for 2.
I hope so.
Well, I mean, you're one of those wizardly types now, right?
Scholarly types, I've always been, but I am now a wizard, yes. I'm a wizard, Harry!
It's just that all of you are very wise, smart guys, or people with a lot of analytical thoughts and, plans upon plans upon plans. And I'm just this big, dumb guy with a hammer.
Okay, Thorgrim, I can already see where your issue lies. You think you're an idiot.
I know I am.
You really aren't.
Yeah? Prove it.
An idiot can't fight as good as you. An idiot would just blindly swing his hammer. You have technique behind it. You can cause things to happen when you hit people with your hammer. Not all smarts are booked. Not all smarts are about being wise.
So what other smarts are there other than book smarts?
There are book smarts, there are street smarts, there is the smarts of how to fight. A sort of art of war, if you will.
Okay.
Now that's what you and Hubert both excel in.
Yeah. And?
The difference between you and Hubert, you don't need magic.
All I need is this big old hammer.
Yes.
And just get angry and hit things. I don't see what's smart about that.
Well, were you always good at hitting things?
Well, with my fists, but... that was mostly due to Master Ornex's training.
And how do you think people get book smart?
I don't know, they read.
Yes, which is a form of training for the mind.
Okay. So what do you expect me to do about it?
I'm saying that the training you did with your master is a different form of learning. Your learning just happens to be based through the body.
Okay. But how will that help me when you guys go into debate mode and get all philosophical and shit? I have absolutely no idea what to say or do then. And every time I do say something, you know, I immediately get shut down as a stupid idea.
Okay, in all fairness, if I've done that to you, I do apologize.
No, it's not you. You're the one who does it the least, actually.
Huh. People say I'm the asshole of the group.
You have a habit of not listening when we tell you to stop moving around, but, you know, that's a different thing entirely.
That it is. Anyway, in my experience, it's often supposed idiot of a debate that ends up making the best point.
Well,
Because sometimes, when you're extremely smart, you miss the simple thing.
Well, I haven't hit the mark yet, apparently.
It's not to say that you...
Is this going to be one of those give it time things?
Oh, no. This is not really something that you can time, it's just random stroke of luck.
Okay.
Much like how a wizard finding the scroll they want is usually just a stroke of fucking luck.
Okay, so whenever these conversations happen, I can say whatever shit comes to mind.
I mean, I'm perfectly for that.
Well, of course you would be.
Then again, my idea of debating is just a constant back and forth of words. I think Edel Sade sees them as more of a game of chess.
I was never good at chess.
Me
Too many
neither.
pieces.
I prefer checking. There's a lot less of the board you have to use.
Yeah. Still confusing.
It is.
Anyway. But yeah, I don't know, I guess you're 2 for 2 now. I didn't expect you to be so attentive to my needs, especially because, I mean, I don't know. You don't seem the most attentive usually, but
Oh no, I'm attentive to everything. Basically anything that happens in a room, chances are I've noticed it. Like that speck of dust all the way over in the corner.
oh hey, there is one. Huh. So yeah, what I mean to say is, yeah, thanks. I owe you one again. But I don't have any money. Sorry.
I don't need money, dude.
Okay.
Well, technically I do, but that's just a long run.
Yeah,
And by all means, once I figure out how scribing scrolls works, then I'll be set on money. As long as I can find people to buy my scrolls.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd actually be able to fund myself, instead of having to ask Edel Sade, who is still probably the richest person among us.
Not right now. She actually spent a bunch of money today.
We both know Ricky and Hubert would give her money in a heartbeat if she asked.
Definitely Hubert would. But yeah,
Well, yeah, she would probably hesitate to ask Ricky.
probably, but...
Which
know,
is fair, Ricky is adorable.
yeah, she is kind of cute. You know, in that, you know, your young daughter kind of way, you know, leading her around to see all the things and places.
Like an amusement park?
Like an amusement park.
I like to assume that Thornham doesn't know what an amusement park is, just going on with Tom-Tom shenanigans.
Yeah, kinda. I would imagine he hasn't really been to any, like, big...
I don't even know if this world has amusement parks.
Well, I mean,
Meanwhile, there's the dwarven equivalent of an amusement park where you just mine for like 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a job.
It's called the minefield.
Anything you find,
please,
you
no,
get.
Don't call it that.
Anything you find, you get to keep. Anything you fight, you get to kill.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't that just an?
That actually sounds like a good time.
Isn't that just Spelunky?
Welcome to Dwarven life. Just a permanent game of Spelunky.
Remember, do not attack or steal from the shopkeepers. They hold a grudge.
Yeah, exactly.
But only for like 2 turns.
Oh no, in older editions of the game, it'd be the entire fucking level.
In Spelunky 2, if so long as you go enough levels without hurting a shopkeeper, you get forgiven.
Yeah, I think Spelunky 1, it's the entire fucking game. No merchant will deal with you.
Thorgrim will finish his drink, hop off the stool, and say, "Thanks. I didn't expect you to be like my counselor, therapist, but
Honestly, I do it for the rest of the group, but so far you're the only one that's had issue.
I don't know how to take that, but I'm glad you're
Take
here.
it as you're growing?
Say that again?
Sense.
Say that again?
Take it as you're growing, but not in a physical sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I may be 200 years old, but I apparently still have a lot to learn.
Everyone always has a lot to learn, no matter how old they are. Every day is a new experience. Especially when you're an amnesiac.
Oh, well, I'd rather not think about that, but,
I think about it all the time.
Right, because you're a... Right.
Yeah, there is a lot of bits of my past I don't remember. I could be a criminal.
Thorgrim will reach up and pat Tauntaun lightly, as close to the shoulder as he can get, which is probably not that
Tauntaun
far.
will squat. Just full on
say-
Russian Slav squat.
I just, and he'll say, well, I hope you get all your memories back. And, if getting your memories back means bad things, then I'll be sure to bonk you on your head and bring you back to your senses, okay?
That is pretty fine. Granted, if it does go bad, then, I might need all of you to bonk me on the head.
I'll bonk you on your head a lot. Make sure you come back to your senses. Make sure you're right as rain again. Because, I wouldn't want you to be any different than you are now, strangely.
No, I never understood the saying, right is rain. Rain falls down, not right.
That is kind of strange. Best not to think about it. And Thorgrim will march back to this chair and sit down.
Sometimes going to stand and just go, another successful therapy done. Am I a good person? I'd like to think so.
Thorgrim's starting to agree.
Am I a good person? No.
The bed comes out of the ether.
that as a
No.
Just God opens up the clouds. No, you're not a good person. I'll take that as a yes.
I'll take that as a maybe.
I recognize the council has made a decision, but as it is a stupid-ass decision, I have elected to ignore it.
All I'm sure is my gut says maybe.
Alright, guys, let's get to that library.
Everyone else is probably gone by this point.
Nah, man, Ada was waiting.
Wow! What happened to not splitting?
I was kidding.
I know, but if that actually did happen, that's just what fuck. How the fuck do you miss the 6-9?
Yeah, we turn around to go back to our tables. Everyone else is gone. God damn it!
How do you miss 6'9" and short stack? Like David and the Goliath
Alright.
over here.
George, where's the library?
Oh, yeah, it's this way.
Hold
Okey
on.
doke.
Shut
Time
up.
to go.
Why the fuck did you sound so worried? Like, it sounded like a Drake and Josh quote.
What? I wasn't worried.
George, where's the library?
Oh, you know, it got nuked.
What?
It's right there. I drew the hole for it.
Ellie! I see where I went wrong. You think?
Oh. The first thing you all notice upon walking up to the library, there doesn't seem to be a discernible entrance. And as you make your way around, you eventually find what you assume to be an entrance, as there's a stairway leading to a solid metal wall.
Tauntaun just gonna walk up to the wall and just do shave and a haircut now.
There's silence. There's silence for a little while before you hear, and you see a very small slot open in the door.
What door? This is the wall.
Whatever wall.
Wall.
Ada will look to the slot. Hello?
At this, you see a very tiny mechanical hand reach out.
Tauntaun's gonna shake the hand.
You shake it, and it slowly begins pulling its hand back.
I would let go if I were you.
Tauntaun will let go.
It then goes back to awaiting you to place something in its hand.
Alright, let's see. Hubert, do you have paper?
He offers you a piece of paper.
She will take it before writing down... What will she write down? She will write down the following. Aria is crestfall but mirrored in an alternate dimension. Then she will fold the paper and place it in the hand.
It closes its hand, crumpling the paper a little bit before it pulls back, and you see the slot slowly close.
Alright, now we just wait.
A few minutes later, it reopens, and the hand comes back out, holding a piece of paper.
She'll take it and unfold it.
It just says, "Show me knowledge."
Knowledge, okay. Alright, Hubert,
Yes, my lady.
how well do you remember what Nilo's castle looked like?
Could we not just offer it a book?
Oh yeah, you have a book, don't you? I forgot you had those.
Is that
Yeah, give her a book.
He then holds out a book to you.
She takes it and looks over. What book is it?
It's just a very well-read novel that Hubert reads a lot.
Won't you miss us?
I have no reason to miss things.
Alright. She will put it in the hand.
It will then begin retracting.
What kind of novel was it?
Why is that important?
No, I'm asking you as a DM.
Oh, you have to find out from Hubert. You never read it.
Is there no title on Spine?
No.
Did he just read it so much the cover does not tell the name of it anymore?
Basically.
Fucking hell, Hubert, you bookworm. You read
And
that thing so much the title's gone.
I am aware.
Been a good book.
I enjoyed it.
I've never found a book for me that has that much reread potential. Now I'm curious what was in it.
And now, all of you begin hearing a very loud metal clanking from beneath you.
Adel's just going to step back onto the steps.
As you attempt this, the steps fall out from all of you facing you down towards a slide of sorts, and you all begin sliding.
Oh boy.
Jesus.
I don't think it liked what you gave it.
And after a few minutes of sliding along in the area, you are all deposited into a large area teeming with several books and random assortments of random assortments of runes and whatnot. And as your eyes all begin to adjust, you hear a very raspy voice go, "Where is this knowledge?" As you see this before you.
What the fuck? Okay.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Well, you called it.
That is a bona fide dragon.
That is a fucking dragon. No wonder. No wonder he was so
found
fucking
one.
pissed. It's like,
Looking for trouble. You found it.
that sounds like a dragon. Who the fuck are you? How the fuck
The
did
fuck
you?
be ye?
Yeah.
Whometh the fuck?
Alright.
What the fuck? Wait.
Kantan immediately has like giddy grin on his face, like a child just got thrown into a candy store and told everything is free.
I'm gonna fuck it.
Thorgrim
Well,
is.
that's-
It's nothing about fucking it. He just thinks dragon, magic, powerful, can help with
No.
problems.
Yeah, no. He's gonna study it. I'm gonna fuck it.
Yeah. The brothers can fuck all the dragons they want. Kantan wants actual fucking conversation.
Thorgrim reaches for his hammer, you know, out of
He's gonna-
out of instinct, but then it's like calm.
Hey,
calm.
Thorgrim, as you
Yeah.
reach for your hammer, I need you.
To roll a wisdom save.
No, I think it's a Constitution save, actually.
Oh, that's a.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a con save. All
Pretty
right.
good.
So as you reach for your hammer, your hand touches it, and you immediately hear a sizzle as your hand gets burned from merely laying your
Ow!
palm
Ow!
on
He-
top of
okay.
it.
And
As
then-
you
and then-
take 12 points of fire damage.
And then he's blowing on his hand like ow, and then he like holds his hands up like, sorry, reflex, sorry.
Ido will get up, brush herself off, and will then just cast Curing Wounds on poor Thorgrim. Alright.
Wow.
So what did she say before?
Hey, how you doing?
Roll to heal. Alright, you're back to full, Thorgrim.
Not quite.
Whatever.
What did she
Hey,
DM just said, fuck it, you're back to full.
I said, where did you come across this?
She folds her arms behind her back. Another dimension.
Interesting. It is not often I am given something. Not only I have not seen, but something so very well loved.
Yes, Hubert really enjoyed that book.
Good question, dude. Sorry, I just want to ask: has George ever been here before? Or is this also his first time?
This is your first time as well.
Okay.
We never
That
seen
case,
a
holy
dragon
shit.
before. George, holy shit, dragons are real.
I mean, it's his first time seeing one, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Like, I must wait for everyone else to finish, that way I can have the dragon all to myself.
Do you have more?
We do.
I mean,
But
I could teach you a few things.
yes, but unfortunately, that information is not for free. We do require some information of our own. Then we'd be willing to share with you.
And what information? might that be?
There is currently a serial killing undead creature out in the city.
I am aware.
Yes. We want to learn how to kill it permanently.
You must find the creature its soul is bound to and slay it.
Oh, well.
Do you know who or what that is?
No.
You have a way to find out.
Unfortunately, I do not believe so.
Dang.
That is unfortunate.
Do you know of any methods that people have used to track people who are soulbound?
I know a method I would personally use, but that method does not come for free.
Oh, of course not. And might I say, you are a very handsome dragon. Perhaps I can teach you a few things.
I am a beautiful dragon.
Oh,
it's a woman.
Yes, you are.
Anno pinches the bridge of her nose. It's like, Jesus Christ, they're gonna have a threesome with a dragon, aren't they?
Miss Librarian, ma'am, would you settle for information that is spoken, not in written form?
I would prefer written, but I will accept spoken.
Okay,
One moment. And as she says this, you see a small mechanical creature walk up, and it's holding a quill, ink, and a very large amount of paper as it settles down and gets ready to write whatever you say.
Oh, it's a scribe. Nice.
Thorgrim is basically going to recount his homeland and everything that he remembers from said homeland. You know, like the people.
Several hours about rocks later.
Yeah, exactly.
So much about rocks.
The people, like the culture, you know, all that. Trying to.
Several rocks later. I mean, seconds later.
12 rocks. I mean, hours later.
Yeah. As you talk, this little clockwork just scribbles down everything, and as it reaches the end of a page, you see a second clockwork feeding it up a new page, while a third slowly takes the page that it's done scribbling out of the way, so that the scribbling never stops.
Dodie, take this down.
It's a printing press.
Yeah, I just give as much information about Sopania as I can.
All the way down to the smallest pebble.
Do any of you know detect creature by chance?
Not at the moment, but it is in my repertoire.
My recommendation would be to slay the creature and then merely try to detect it. It most likely spawns close to whatever it is bound to.
Oh, you kill it and then you try it. That's brilliant.
That is incredibly brilliant. Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that?
Well, we didn't know it was soul. We did. Well, to be fair, we didn't know it was soulbound until now.
Well, we did actually know someone was making it.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference between someone controlling and someone soulbound. Still.
You knew it was immortal.
So yes, we're gonna need.
Well, it's not immortal now.
We're gonna need some way
Nothing's
to
really immortal. Anyway, speak up, Thorgrim. I can barely hear you.
We're gonna need some way to locate creatures.
Leave that
Beetle
to
said she'll be able to at some point.
Yes, leave that to me.
Is that something you'll be able to do the next day?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Hold on, actually, let me double check. What level spell is that? Second? Third? Whatever, I'll just look for it in the background. I see. Well, thank you for this information. And she looks around the library. So...
It's 4th level.
Yeah, it's a fourth level divination.
Yeah, not bad. I
Which
can
is
do that.
only available to you as a sorcerer because you're a divine soul.
Yep.
Hey, we'll take what we can get.
It's also available to bards, druids, paladins, rangers, and oddly enough, wizards.
Yep.
Oh, I could, if I had enough time, I could learn it. But I don't have it in my repertoire right now.
So, Ado glances around at the books. This is what you have been doing ever since what happened.
Every creature, well, every dragon has a horde. Mine is knowledge.
I hope the what I gave you was a good addition to that board.
Oh, it will be.
I do have another question. How did Draco seal Rashi?
What do you offer for my answer?
I can give you some of the history of the kingdom I'm from.
As you say this, you see the little clockworks that had been in front of Thorgrim slowly shuffle to be in front of you now.
I can write it, but actually no. It's better if I speak it. Actually, she hesitates. No, I prefer to write it, please.
She just slowly squints to this, not seeming to like this.
Is there a problem?
I prefer my clockworks handwriting to yours.
Sarte, let's not be rude. This beautiful lady has her own way of reading things.
She then waves her hand, and Sarde, you suddenly feel as if your mind has been entered, and she goes, think, and it will be.
She seems a bit more relaxed now. Thanks. And she thinks it. It's a very, very long history. Think like a history textbook's worth of history. She just thinks that. It's like she knows it off by heart for some reason.
Edel Sarday with the textbook brain.
Almost as if she, was a royal and had to learn this shit.
Yeah.
Kantan was technically a noble. He didn't have to learn jack shit. Despite being of a scholar family. It's actually very weird now that I think about it. Why the fuck did they adopt Kantan?
Because you said it in your backstory.
I know, but I never thought of a reason for them to have adopted Kantan.
This will make a fine addition. And he simply managed to hire Rashi until being able to imprison him. Which, unless I am much mistaken, you all freed him from.
How do you know that?
I acquire knowledge. All knowledge.
Then you're also aware we were also tricked in that regard.
Of course.
Honestly, not one of our proudest moments.
I see no reason why not to be proud. You were helping someone in their time of need.
I suppose if you look at it that way.
Without the full details, you were merely trying to assist someone.
In a completely foreign land to us.
whether or not we have good intentions, we made a terrible mistake. Hopefully one that we will be able to fix. It does intimidate me, though, that it took that a god of dragons didn't defeat him, but tired him down. He had to tire him down instead of just... Well, on the bright side, if he's dealing with the cult, at least they have their work cut out for them.
Here's another question you could ask.
Yeah, information about the cult.
That's true. Well, what information would we need exactly? I can't think of any specific questions to ask.
Perhaps how to locate them, what the place of operations might be.
Oh, that is a good point.
Unfortunately, those answers are far too vague.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she gathers info, but she's not omnipotent.
This information that I know I can give freely. They do not have a singular base of operations, and there are pocket cells located all over the continent.
I see.
They move individually.
Though, I do have some information of one of the leaders.
Oh.
Which one?
What are you willing to pay to get it?
I mean, I could regale you a few tales of my exploits.
And I'll just slowly.
Hey, it's knowledge.
Phrasing.
Are you serious?
Talking about my mafia days.
Oh.
I could do that too, but I thought I'd at least keep it decent for you. Thanks for thinking so highly of me.
To be fair, she thought that we would have a threesome with the dragon.
You have only been flirting with the dragon since we got here.
That's true. Well, true. I figured at least I'd try to give some information that would actually they would want.
I mean, you're right, but still.
Yeah.
You could ask for its preference if it wants. What type of knowledge it wants?
If you ask for its preference, will it ask payments before you continue with that?
George should just look.
At this point, I can do both, yeah, depending on what she wants.
I just wish knowledge that is not already within my hoard.
But how would we know what is already within the hoard without knowing what is in the hoard?
Well... you know, just for the sake of your sanity, maybe cover your ears, guys.
I'm good. I'm not staying anyways.
And she's gonna... Again, I sent... She'll go with her time working for her mother's mafia and the intricacies of the criminal underworld from where we're from.
Okay. After this is jotted down, she actually takes it and begins reading through this one. And she goes,
very similar to the ones that act within this world. How interesting. Crime is truly a boring thing, isn't it?
That's why I'm not involved in it anymore. And again, wasn't my first choice.
She then sets it aside before going.
One of the leaders is currently within the wilds. There seems to be a civil war of sort between him and Rashid.
Oh.
Well, Rashid's already
civil
engaging
war.
him.
Yes. Though, if you count undead to be the civil part of this civil war, I personally count the lizard folk.
Oh. So one of the leaders is a lizard folk then.
No, but
Oh.
he is currently ruling one of the lizard folk tribes.
Ah, I see.
And Rashi dominated the leader of a different tribe. And now those tribes are currently fighting.
Yeah, Rashi's trying to rally his people back together, I think.
Against.
Well, at least one of the leaders is preoccupied.
Hold on. Undead, you said?
Correct.
She looks to Thorgrim. That's the puppeteer.
Yeah.
At least he has to deal with Rashi. I imagine that's not doing him any favors.
Yeah.
Rashi has destroyed at least 3 of his simulacrums at this point.
3.
It
Oh,
is
How many does he
rather
have?
amusing.
Have you guys ever heard of the fun trick of wish, simulacrum, repeat?
No.
Well, it just sounds like right now that Rashid is actually pushing against the Puppet Master and might be winning.
You've never heard of that before, Thorgrim? This guy could have infinite simulacrums.
What's similar blah 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 blah?
Simulacrum, that is the thing that we fought that killed Hubert.
It's essentially...
Oh, the weird red glass
Clone.
thing.
Yes.
It is not a clone, Jubilee. It is...
It's the best way to explain it.
But that's just debasing a great spell.
Either way, it's... How easily did he take out these simulacrum?
What?
Considering Rashi fought a god?
What do you offer?
Okay, time to go for the other half of the information.
Never mind, I think I can
Sexual
imagine it.
exploits.
And she just, like, rubs her face. That one simulacrum almost killed us, and he blows through 3. That's
We were
right.
also a lot weaker than we were now.
I hope that is the case, because never mind. At least we know Rashi is indeed being kept busy, as is the puppeteer.
I've got a bigger hammer. Should be able to smash some of them simulacrums.
Indeed. I do
Again,
not
with
want
the mace I'm holding now, that should help a bit too.
I do not want to repeat of what happened last time. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions?
Yes, can I read through all of the books in here?
No.
Oh.
Figured it out.
These books are mine and mine alone.
Don't you know all the information off of the books by heart?
I do.
So can't we just ask you for any information from any of the books for trade?
If you are able to trade for it, yes.
There you go, Tauntaun.
Can I read the titles of the book?
She just squints her eyes at this. You're quite literally asking for a piece of a dragon's hoard. You should know better.
Hey yo, can I have this 1 copper coin off your horde dragon? And that's when you get
Never!
That's when you get burnt to
Well,
ash.
how am I supposed to know what I want without knowing the titles that interest me?
You ask the question and you see if they know.
DM,
How am I supposed to know what I want?
is the librarian / dragon, is it the color that is in the photo?
Yes.
Okay.
Its
Is it
scales
partially
look
gem?
its scales look like that they are made of gemstones. Yes.
So like a crystal dragon.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, so this is one of the new Fizzman dragons. That's neat. Did you know they decanonized the steel dragons?
Huh.
Which were honestly the coolest dragons? Anyways.
If you can keep feeding me this information of another thing, I will be willing to trade information.
All right.
What if I give you information on planes other than they've talked about?
She just looks to you before making a motion as if telling you to go on.
Continue.
Tantan's just gonna look at the group and then look at the dragon and just say, "You mind if I enter your mind?"
Very well.
He's then just going to transmit literally everything he knows about other planes into their brain.
That's a lot of info.
Roll a diplomacy check for me.
What's diplomacy?
You know what diplomacy is. Persuasion.
23.
Damn.
The dice know Tauntaun wants to read everything in this fucking place.
Even the low end was a pretty good roll.
He is speaking the language of dragons, aka, give me stuff.
Okay, here's a lot.
Adds like probably twice the amount they already have.
Now I have to roll D100 and see what you can get from this.
Oh, jeez.
D100s, meaning more than one?
He didn't stutter.
Talk amongst yourselves, I have things to do.
Well, it's getting near time.
Yeah, but I want to give this item before...
Item?
Yeah.
Magical item?
You've unlocked something.
Apparently.
Achievement unlocked.
I don't think I'm seducing the dragon. I think you, sir, I think Tauntaun seduced the dragon with knowledge.
Yep.
To be fair, it is literally the nerd talking to a bigger nerd.
True. I'm the popular kid hitting on the nerd. They're supposed to go for that.
Yeah, no, that really doesn't work in real life.
Pretty much
I
any
know.
rom-com
It was
ever.
just funny.
Every nerd knows that the popular girl talking to them, it's a trap.
Okay. So. After you regale this information to her, she seems almost begrudging. She gets an almost begrudging look on her face as she then waves her hand and one of the clockworks hurry off before returning holding a leather-bound book before it offers it to you.
Tauntaun's going to look at the dragon for confirmation.
She nods.
Fucking hell.
Gingerly take the book.
Okay, you have a Tome of Clear Thought.
Holy shit!
What does that do again?
You have to spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the books and practicing its guidelines, at which point your intelligence score and your maximum intelligence score increases by 2.
You just hit the jackpot.
Cha-ching!
For a wizard, that is a big jackpot.
Yeah, that's a big get for you.
Especially considering that right now my int is only 17, so I'm already almost at 20 then.
Yeah, but it increases your maximum too, so your maximum will be 22.
Yeah, that's actually very good for a wizard.
Then it loses its magical power and regains it in a century.
Tauntaun's going to look at the book and just say, "This will become a family heirloom. Thank you."
And thank you for such a bountiful amount of knowledge.
You're very welcome.
I think the dragon just winked at you, Tauntaun.
What'd you say, Jubilee?
I think the dragon just winked at you, Tauntaun.
I think that was just a speck in its eye.
Jubilee, I'm not like you. I'm not going to fuck the dragon.
Unless it asks me. Alright, so...
Yeah, if it asks him, he won't say no, but he's not going to go out for it.
I'm going to say, with the item got, that is where we will call the session for now.
Okay.
And when we pick it up, where will we be then?
He'll just be back here.
That's a question that I...
Do what?
No, I was just thinking there's something that I think they should ask. I'm trying to think of what information George has.
You have an entire week to think of those questions, because you'll still be in front of the dragon.
Tauntaun just fucking lore dumped a dragon.
Yeah, and of course, Tauntaun was the only person to think of, I'm just going to give all of the fucking knowledge I have at one time.
It's because I didn't know.
He didn't give all of his knowledge, just his knowledge of planes other than they talked about.
I don't know what to ask for in response, though.
But with Thorgrim, since he gave all of the details of Sabanya, which is just a country in the plain, he is very pleased by this, and I actually have to roll several things to see if he gets rewarded for what he gave, but I don't know yet.
Oh, so if we just give information, we get rewarded?
No, it's mostly, so since I don't want to spoil this because I don't want you all to use it against me later.
Okay, so what we've seen with two of them, one of them definitely got a reward, one of them might be getting a reward. It's the quality and quantity.
Yep. Basically, the bigger the treasure, the better the stuff.
The better the trend thing.
Yeah.
Snippets don't seem to do it for the dragon that has a giant fucking archive full of all the knowledge.
Well, because it has already a trove, a hoard, so it needs a bigger.
Hey, does this dragon
hoard.
have D&D in here?
Does this dragon have what now?
D&D?
No, it has humans and offices.
Yes.
The fuck?
That's better as fuck.
Roll to ignore an argument. Roll to ignore an argument.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and maybe watch some more. Be seeing ya.